Okay. Alright. Start of a new day. You wake up,
Alright.
stretching a bit out of the bed. Looking around your room, you remember the surroundings of the inn in Haldradia, the capital of Sawalonia that you found yourself in. Remember last night you were out a bit late hunting down goblins with your new halberd. You managed to kill 17 of them,
Yeah.
finishing a quest. You also were kind of forced to learn a greater light spell just to be able to see because you were out too late. But regardless, you got back home fine enough. Now, with the new
Thank God I
day
come.
upon you, you are scratching your back, wondering what to do next.
Mm. So first, I'm gonna get ready for the day and then meditate for 2 hours before heading out.
Okay. Getting ready for kind of getting yourself situated. You decided that you'll spend the first few hours of the day meditating to increase your mana pool, as you remember what Renn told you that the best way to the most important thing about raising your mana pool is being consistent with it, and practicing regularly. You spent the next 2 hours, roughly from the early morning to late morning, raising your mana pool, and for 2 hours you managed to raise it by another 15.
Yep. Wait, another 15?
15, 1 5, yes.
Okay, okay. For 2 hours. Ending. I think no 5, 9, 5.
Anyways, yes. It is now late morning, not quite noon yet, but it's getting there, and you have finished meditating and raising your mana level a bit.
595. I think I'm doing math correctly, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go down, get something to eat, and leave the inn for the day. Probably head to the library now.
Say that again?
I'm probably gonna head down, get something to eat, and then head for the library.
Following what almost feels like routine at this point, you walk downstairs
Yeah, basically.
from the inn, and talk to the innkeeper and the chef about getting some breakfast. You sit down at a table. Nothing of note's really happening. The inn doesn't seem that busy today. You assume that because you were meditating, when you woke up. The people who are here when they wake up have probably all headed out for the day. You get handed
Mm-hmm.
your breakfast. You spend a few minutes eating. You hand the plate back like usual, and head out for the library. You walk outside, and another nice day. However, you notice it is a bit cloudy, and you think it might be raining sooner or later.
Yeah.
Regardless, like it's who cares, it's it'll rain. You continue to follow the path you remember back to the library. Nothing eventful really happens during your walk. The atmosphere and the nature, both metaphorically and literally, of Haldradia hasn't really changed. Entering the library in the late morning, you are once again inside the great library at the capital of Sawalonia.
Uh, uh, wait. Do you have any books on magic?
The librarian
Might as
librarian
well mix it in.
The librarian looks at you and
That.
says that they have books on magic fundamentals. However, they are not authorized to sell books that teach you magic. Those have to be purchased at the Mages Guild. She explains.
I'll take the magic fundamentals book then. At least read that for the day while I'm reading about the gods. Then.
She points to the right side of the room on the first floor, and she notes that that's the magic section. It looks rather small. You assume because most magical knowledge is you know, one could say contracted by the Mages Guild, and so you assume that what libraries can sell about magic is probably limited.
Yeah, that makes sense. I anyways take the Magic Fundamentals book and head to the God section.
Deciding to pick up the book on magic. You grab one of the book called Magic Fundamentals for the Fundamentals of Magic, and as you use it, you head up to upstairs you head to the second floor to the God section. Once at the God section, you look for any other books there you'd like to read. You recall that earlier yesterday and a few days ago, you had learned about the three first gods: Seraphiel, the mythical goddess, Daedalus, the human god, and Cassiel, the monster god.
Let's see.
There are a bunch
Then
of
there's
other
34 other gods.
Yes. Would you like to briefly scan the list of gods?
Yep.
Alright. You scan the list of gods, which are you scan the list of gods, which are as follows: the beast goddess Revia, the bladed god Arios, the cosmic god Andromeda, the god of air Galeus, the god of chaos Eris, the god of dark Zolitl, the god of death Null, the god of destruction Levi, the god of fire Melkar, the god of light Mendius, the god of lightning Zilvar, the god of order Orion, the god of power Veremia, the god of seasons Philos, the god of snow Simon, the god of storms Rekos, the god of the desert Kinshin, the god of time Kronos, the goddess of creation Phenia, the goddess of earth Gaia, the goddess of ice Praxina, the goddess of judgment Vavtia, the goddess of life Tia, the goddess of love Alice, the goddess of peace Fiona, the goddess of the skies Yoheved, the goddess of war Torana, the goddess of water Lifa, the insect god Kilgar, the ranged god Delos, and one book, although small, does seem to have a bit more luster to its design: the primal god Omnial.
Primal god of Nile.
You grab the primal god.
Oh, and then
Yeah, you grab the book of the primal god and consider if there's any other books you were interested in grabbing.
probably the god of Chaos Andromeda.
You mean cosmic?
Cosmic. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
also
sorry.
decide to grab the book on the cosmic god Andromeda. Satisfied with the books you picked, you head down to the reading area. Now, in front of you now are the books on magic fundamentals, the primal god Omnial, and the cosmic god Andromeda. You believe you should have enough time in the day to read through all three before, at the very least, evening.
Yeah, might as well take the fundamentals of magic first.
Okay. The fundamental magic book actually seems quite long. He was going to probably take you maybe 2 hours to read. You didn't expect it to be as long, but here we go. You start off with the first chapter, which is about what is magic. Magic in Althvinhaim, the book explains, is brought forth through the use of mana. Certain species are born with mana, while others have to use catalysts to channel mana. Creatures who are born with mana are able to increase their mana pool to control and use stronger spells, while creatures without have to find stronger catalysts. Furthermore, both magic creatures and catalysts have aptitudes. Creatures are born with aptitudes for certain elements, and in order to use others, they require a catalyst. Meanwhile, beings without mana require catalysts imbued with certain elements to use that element. Magic is classified in two categories: power and element. The power ranking of magic is as follows: lesser, basic, greater, super, and ultimate. as while reading, you recognize that this is the tiers of spells you've been learning. Though, however, the final tier, Ultimate, still eludes you. You continue reading, and the book says the elements of magic are fire, water, earth, air, ice, lightning, light, dark, and cosmic. You recall these elements while reading, as when you picked your 2 elements, you remember choosing 2 of this set. The chapter finishes explaining that there are also magic types unique to races, like Elven magic, Fey magic, Angelic magic, Demonic magic, and Draconic magic.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're ready, you can go to the next chapter.
Wait, what's the first part of that book about magic? I think that was the end. Oh, there we go.
Repeat that?
I think it was. What was the first part of the book about magic?
Just like the introduction?
Yeah.
You pull back to the introduction and it reads, magic in Althvinhaim is brought forth through the use of mana. Certain creatures are born with mana, while others have to use catalysts to channel mana. Creatures who are born with mana are able to increase their mana control to control and use stronger spells, while creatures without have to find stronger catalysts.
Okay, that's it. Oh, also, quick question. Since magic in this world is brought only by the use of imagination, that respective element, would it be able to create our own magic spells?
Are you asking me? Because I can't answer your questions.
Oh, god damn it, okay.
If you're asking me out of lore, no.
Okay, out of lore, no.
Out of lore, no, that's not something you can do.
Okay.
In lore, yeah, I can't answer that. But if you want to know out of lore, yeah, no new spells.
Okay.
I've given you like 2,000 to work with here, okay? Like.
That's fair enough.
If you somehow run out of spells, dude, I don't know what to say. Okay, like.
Yeah.
There are literally hundreds. I think there's around 1,000. I was exaggerating with you. There's around 1,000 unique spells. Like I don't. If you run out, holy shit. I don't know what to say. Anyways, are you ready to proceed to the next chapter?
Yeah, I'm ready to proceed.
The next chapter is titled, What Are Elements? The book explains, all magic spells have an element. Fire, water, earth, air, ice, and lightning are considered the true elements as they are the true aspects of nature. Meanwhile, light, dark, and cosmic are mystic elements. Race elements are a unique element in that the spells in those categories can only be used by members of the corresponding race. Each element has its unique characteristics in what they specialize the most in. Fire has the most raw power within the true elements. Water is the most fluid and allows for consistent and powerful spells. Earth is the most physically hard-hitting and dangerous to take head-on. Air is the most agile in all directions and has the best status skills. Ice has the best piercing and single-target abilities. Lightning has the widest range of effect. Mystic elements, however, are the most unique as their spells don't follow any real rhyme or reason beyond corresponding with their element. Why I put skills? I meant spells. Whoops. Race spells, meanwhile, are related to the race they are a part of. Elven magic has the most range and precision. Fey magic is the most cost-effective and efficient. Angelic magic has the most concentrated power and specializes against demons. Demonic magic is the most cruel and cunning and specializes against angels. Finally, Draconic magic is the most powerful, but also the hardest to control.
Wait, what was that last one?
Draconic magic is the most powerful, but also the hardest to control.
Okay. Sorry, just screaming in my house, so. Sorry if I have to go over a few things again.
It's a book. You can reread it
Yeah,
as many times as you want.
I know. I know. Just don't want to. All right, we can continue.
Would you like to proceed to the next chapter?
Yep.
The next chapter seems rather short. It's called What Are Catalysts? Just a simple coverage. Catalysts are objects imbued with mana for beings without mana to wield in order to use a magic. They come in infinite shapes and sizes, however their mana capacities will be based on how refined the catalyst is, meaning the materials used. It is important to understand that catalysts can break if overloaded and can run out of mana if not refueled every once in a while.
All right.
Next chapter, How to Learn Magic. Beings without magic inside of them require catalysts to use magic. Once a catalyst is acquired, they need only learn the spell and are able to cast it so long as the catalyst possesses that kind of magic. Meanwhile, for beings with mana inside of them, so long as they learn the spell properly, have the proper aptitude or catalyst, and enough mana they can cast the spell. Using a spell is as simple as saying its name, but being able to properly conjure it is a different story. In order to properly conjure the spell, the user must be able to properly envision what the spell looks like in their mind, how it works, and what it's supposed to do. Once that is achieved, the user can use the spell whenever they want so long as they have the appropriate mana. You think to yourself that this chapter is basically just a recap of what you already know.
Yeah. Alright. And that should be it, right?
Yes. The next chapter, Raising
Okay.
Your Mana Level. You can raise the amount of mana you can control to nigh infinite amounts. The first sentence of this chapter immediately catches you by surprise as you read. The thought, but if you think about it, it makes sense. Because you remember reading that Seraphiel is the mythical goddess is able to like basically cast an infinite amount of spells, which must mean she has an infinite mana pool basically. However, you do note that the second sentence of this chapter states, however, eventually it will get to a point that too much mana can harm you. You stop reading after these first two sentences and consider what is being told. On one hand, it technically is possible to get an infinite amount of mana. However, you do note to yourself that too much mana pool can harm you, and are now considering raising it more. And the thought definitely
Yeah.
swirls around in your head for a bit. Regardless, you continue reading. The easiest way to train your mana pool is to train. Slowly exert your aura out, use it to feel the world around you. As you feel the world around you, feel the mana that connects it all together. Slowly harness that energy and focus on it. Doing this will slowly increase your mana capacity. Another way is by harvesting the cores of mana-rich monsters, extracting the mana, and absorbing it for yourself. Other than that, learning more powerful... Yeah. Other than that, so there are also certain skills that can also increase your mana output.
Alright, that's good.
Would you like to move on to the next chapter?
Yep.
The next chapter of the book is called Pure Magic and Magic Imbuing. Pure magic is the purest form of magic that flows through the world. All magical elements, both racial and elemental, stem from pure magic. Pure magic is incredibly dangerous and unstable, so it's taboo to ever wield it. It is said that only the gods and supreme entities are capable of wielding true magic without destroying themselves. The mana living beings possess is pure magic, and when spells are casted, that mana is converted into elemental or racial magic. However, it is impossible to imbue pure magic and other forms of magic into weapons and tools. However, rephrase that. However, it is possible. I read that wrong. It is possible to imbue pure magic and other forms of magic into weapons and tools. You are able to imbue elemental magic into weapons and tools, granting them the properties of the element. Imbuing a melee weapon usually imbues the blade or whatever part of the weapon is used to fight. Imbuing a ranged weapon grants the elemental properties to the ammo, and imbuing an instrument allows the user to use elemental songs. Elemental songs are compositions written by mages that serve as pseudo-spells. When imbued with the correct element, these elemental songs can be used to do a plethora of things. All elemental songs require a certain amount of mana to be played. Users are also able to imbue pure magic into weapons to achieve even greater results. Although the weapons and or tools do become more unstable, it is barely stable enough for mortals to use.
Right, what was that last sentence?
Users are also able to imbue pure magic into weapons to achieve greater results. Although the weapons and or tools do become more unstable, it is stable enough for mortals to use.
Okay, dumbass question. So we can out of character. So we can use pure magic.
If you imbue pure magic into a weapon, you can use it. If you try to wield it raw, you're likely gonna destroy yourself, both mentally and physically.
Well, people with magic can use pure magic, but we don't want to because it's fucking,
it'll probably kill you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. that's definitely good to know.
Yes.
Does that mean I have to envision pure magic?
Huh?
Does that mean I have to envision what pure magic looks like?
We'll see.
I'm going to keep that into the back of my mind. And probably try and test it. At least on a weapon.
Good choice.
I mean, we have 3 unique skills. I mean,
I'll tell you, out of lores, no, it's not enough. Not nearly enough.
It's not enough. It's not nearly enough? What the fuck do you mean it's not nearly enough?
Okay, put it this way.
Okay, yeah.
Right? In a fantasy world, right?
Yeah.
Like a large ogre beast is on average obviously going to be much stronger than a human, right?
Obviously, yes.
And so in that orc's perspective, just generally speaking, they are naturally superior to the humans. However, that does not mean that the human cannot become as strong or stronger than the average orc. That is possible. Conversely, that orc, in this case is you, would not stand up to the Dragon King. You get what I'm saying?
Fred did. I'm joking, I wouldn't.
He did not. In the world that you are currently in this world, in the community, I should say, in the community and the circle of social life you are currently in, 3 unique skills makes you basically a prodigy. A prodigy among the people you are around. This world is massive. There are so many people here that are much stronger than you that you haven't come across yet because you are still new to this world. There's so much here that you do not understand that it's basically the Dunning-Kruger effect. You think you know. Yeah, you think because you don't know, you think you know. It's like that. And the only beings besides gods who can wield pure magic are supreme entities. and they are so beyond above you currently that it wouldn't even be a contest. See,
Okay.
what supreme entities are above the law. They're above the confines of existence. That's what makes them so powerful. Like, if you, in this world, if you have an extremely powerful wizard, right, super powerful mage, you throw enough bodies at him, he'll lose. Even if they're all a bunch of weak foot soldiers, you throw millions, like, if you manage to throw millions at him, he'll eventually tire out and die and get overwhelmed. Supreme entities are beyond that. They have reached a peak so high that that quantity no longer matters against them. That unless you are at their height of power, doesn't matter how many of you there are, it will never work. There is a physical barrier between the rest of all other mortals and the supreme entities. There is a visible glass barrier that's almost inshatterable. That's why no matter how many of the strongest people you get from the other side, it will never matter to cross over that barrier unless you manage to align yourself with someone from already over the barrier. That's how this world is. Yes.
Holy shit.
In this your current area, this is true. You have 3 unique skills, and on average, you're stronger than most people. But that's most people. Most people will think that you're much stronger, but in the face of the people who really run the world and really control things, you're nothing. Like Roland would kick the shit out of you easily.
Oh no, most definitely. No, I will not deny that.
Like non-supreme entities, non-supreme entities could easily kick. There are plenty of beings in this world that you are simply of, I would say, top 70%. All of us are.
Holy fuck.
But there are still plenty of beings. That's why when we were still working on this, when Jamal and a couple other people, might have included Dredd or Burt, I forget, we're talking about power scaling. And I explained that yes, it does feel like the skills and the liberties you can give yourself are powerful. It definitely feels that way. You can store tons of items in your pocket dimensions. You can fly. You can rapidly regenerate. I can basically take control of anyone with a weak constitution, force them to do my bidding, and then kill them and make them forget who they are. Right? Dredd can basically fight indefinitely with an infinite amount of stamina and learns, and the more damage he takes, the stronger he becomes. Jamal has the ability to literally shut down skills, and the longer you fight him, the harder it becomes to beat him. Like Burb's character can essentially live essentially forever, one could say, with gluttony, and as well as a few other skills like in the water. Literally, I'd argue she's as strong as a Leviathan to an extent, right? But that doesn't mean. But like I said, that is entirely in comparison to the average person. Yes, most people in this world are only born with 1 or 2 skills. The rare 1 in 100 is born with an advanced skill. The rare maybe 1 in a million is born with a unique skill. But people in this world, the strong ones, can live for hundreds of years. They live, sometimes even for thousands of years. In comparison to you, who although got a head start, has only been in this world for a couple weeks, you are nothing in comparison to any of the elves or dragons, demons, angels, fallen angels, any of them who have lived for a couple centuries, because they have acquired so many more skills, but more than that, experience over you. So whilst yes, it's basically that analogy where the ogre looking down on the human, meanwhile the dragon looks down on the ogre. Don't get so caught up looking down and feeling superior over everyone around you who is weaker, because chances are there is someone above you doing that to you as well. Remember, I'm being nice to you guys. Okay, you've all only been in this world for about a week. Okay, this is the 3rd session. But once you actually start putting your name out there and really finding a plot line to call your own, fights will stop being easy. Like, even the Syntrex you fought, theoretically, you could beat it. It would take a bit, but by simply using patience as a virtue whenever it's on cooldown, sleeping in your pocket dimension whenever you feel like it would have eventually died. So technically speaking, you're stronger than it. Technically. But there will eventually be not only powerful creatures, but I think this matters more, intelligent creatures. And that, I think, is the one thing none of you have really experienced. That the only person who's had much of any experience of that is Burb. Like, you, Jamal, and Dread, the only real adversaries you've ever had are non/semi-intelligent monsters. And that's the difference. Wait until you come across someone with that kind of power and strength and is intelligent and knows what they're thinking and knows what they're doing. Right? And so, believe me, we'll get to a point eventually where every single fight with another actual person will be extremely difficult. Right now, yes. There is a point to where it feels simple. That's because I'm giving you all a chance to really grasp the world you're in and set a place for yourself. If I threw you in fighting, I don't know, one of the vampire kings, one of the Regulae Vampirulele, then no shit you'd fucking die. That's stupid. So I'm not doing that. But there will get to a point where you're fighting creatures. Yeah, there will get to a point where you're fighting creatures that powerful. So yeah. So don't get surprised when I introduce things in this world, whether they're concepts, people, or spells, that are so unbelievably beyond your ability. Remember, the cheapest ultimate spells cost 9,000 mana, right? They cost 9,000 mana to cost. The most expensive cost like 20k, I believe. I think that's the cosmic one. Regardless, the cheapest ultimate spells are basically around 10k. You're not even at 1k yet. You're not even a ninth of the way there. And following a rough conversion rate, meditating for 8 hours increased your mana pool by about 75. We round up 80. It's about, if we want to be rough with it, 10 mana an hour. If we did the calculations on that, you're still missing not 8.5 thousand mana. If we did the math on that, 8,500 times, that's 8,500 hours divided by 24. You would need to spend 355 days straight practicing mana to get a high enough mana pool to cast an ultimate spell once. That is how much training it would take. Roughly a year, which I think is a fair conversion rate. Now, obviously, as we get deeper into the lore, will I obviously make you wait that long to be able to use ultimate spells? No, of course not. I will obviously introduce scenarios and quests that will allow you to rapidly increase your mana pool to make things more interesting. Maybe give you skills that increase your mana pool. We'll see. But the point is, stuff like that, if you wanted to do it manually, it would take you a year of constant meditating. And that, by I mean a year, I mean every single hour of the day you're meditating. Like, you meditate for 355...
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, you'd have to meditate for 355 days straight to get enough mana to cast the cheapest ultimate spell. That's how long it would take.
Damn. Okay, yeah. No, understood. Okay. Yeah, I know, that's fair. Okay, I can see why now.
Yeah. And keep in mind, that is assuming that in an attempt to get that large of a mana pool, you don't fucking die in the process. So with
Oh
all
yeah,
those,
because our body can't
yeah,
handle
exactly.
mana.
So with all those factors in mind, understand that use the ultimate skills and apex ultimate spells and apex skills to really understand your place in this world. That's all I'll say. Remember,
Wait, quick question.
Hmm?
Out of character. Wait, then how does Crystal have an apex skill?
She doesn't. That's like a placeholder for like a future skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
I
was
about to
just
say.
like an idea concept she was just writing down for the sake of writing it down. Understand,
Okay.
apex skill. You know, have you read any of the Supreme Entity documents by chance? I assume not.
I have read some of them.
How long ago?
Yes. How long ago? I think I read one 2 days ago while I was bored,
Okay, but which one was it?
and then I got cold. I think it was Demon King one.
Yeah, did you read what his
I think it
apex
might have been
skill can
that or the
do?
same honor. I don't think I got to that part yet.
Yeah. You wanna know what Lucifel can do with his apex skill?
What?
Literally bend the laws of physics in his favor.
No, that's fate manipulation. That's basically fate manipulation. If I was
No.
getting down to that.
No. Say he shoots a magic attack at you, right?
Yeah.
And you dodge it. He can rewrite the laws of the world to say that it still hits you.
Wouldn't that? No, wait, never mind. That would not be fate manipulation.
Let's say you eat
Yeah,
food.
that's it.
He can change it to where you didn't.
Does that cost any mana?
Probably not. And even if it did, his mana pool is absolutely ginormous. Yeah, no, he can rewrite the laws of the very world. From the natural order to the laws of physics, to the laws of gravity, to the laws of thermodynamics, any of it. He can rewrite and change all of it. It does not matter. That is who the pinnacle of this world is.
Under bullshit is that? It's just
Yeah.
overwriting.
Why do you think he can
okay.
take on most of the Pantheon by himself and win?
Because he's fucking re-zeroing himself.
No. But yeah, that is what
I know what you mean, but
yeah.
like
that is
Yeah, I
who
know
the
what you
most
mean.
powerful being in the world is. That is the pinnacle. Alright, and so you understand that that is what an apex spell can do. Now obviously he has one of the more powerful ones. But I'll tell you this. There are stronger.
the fuck?
I won't say
Like
what they
has it
are,
like
but there are
that has
stronger.
been discovered?
Nope.
Like that has been discovered.
Nope. I'll say that there are still plenty of apex skills out there that have yet to be discovered in this world. Part of the fun for you guys is seeing if you can discover them later on the line. I think you again, I put you guys in this position to where you have enough power to be able to enjoy this world to a level in the beginning and not feel bored trying to do all the manual boring shit, right? That's why I gave you 3 unique skills. I felt that 3 unique skills was enough to where you have a head start, a large head start against the majority of the population, so you're not stuck in mediocrity for most of the sessions, because that'd be boring. But understand this, Elpis. You, as well as everyone else here, has so much room to grow and become stronger. It's nigh infinite. There are so many things in this world that you can do that you just don't know yet. It's crazy. You don't understand how much work I've put into Althvinhaim to be able to continue for as long as you want. Because how long Season 1 of Althvinhaim goes for is entirely dependent on how fast you want your characters to pace and how much you're willing to commit into sessions. That's it. If you get bored, it ends. But if you keep enjoying it, keep wanting to put into this character and learning about this world and becoming the strongest, maybe even one day toppling the supreme entities, you could get there one day. Nothing is impossible. If you keep doing these, if you keep playing and keep enjoying it, it will eventually get to a point where you can even bring down the Demon Emperor. It's not an impossibility. It just is.
You see, you say season 1, and I get scared.
Don't worry
meaning
about
that you have a second season planned at some
point. Don't worry
point.
about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyways,
is Elpis having an anxiety moment or some shit?
Have you not been listening to the past like 15 minutes?
I missed the first part of it, and I've just been listening and just kind of been in awe.
Ah, okay.
Basically, I feel like he just teased the season 2.
No, believe me. Like, that's why I'm really excited for this, because I hope none of you get bored. Because there are so many things in this world that are ticking and moving, in the gears and the wires are moving in their own way. And it's just like how you want to respond to it. So yeah, no. It feels simple now, and it should be, right? Because you are stronger than most people. You should have no problem taking out the average person, right? It's not that hard, right? Like if the average thug, bandit, low-level wizard, adventurer challenged you to a fight, you kick the living shit out of them. And that's to be expected. That's a good thing. Because if I set you at ground zero, it would be boring as hell. But there I could still name hundreds of people who are much stronger than you. That's the whole point. That's the point, is that there are beings in this world who are inevitably stronger than you that can manipulate time, space, probability, and the laws of the natural world, right? And so it's having that peak, that unbelievable peak, that hoping you can one day reach to push you forward to want to become stronger, but also the starting point not being ridiculously unfair so that we're not doing anything. And the best part of it all, you want to know the best part of it all is, Elpis? As well as everyone else currently in the voice chat, you want the best part about all this is? And the best part about Althvinhaim is none of that fucking matters. Because you don't have to do any of it. Don't want to challenge the supreme entities? Don't fucking do it. Don't want to learn any new magic? Don't fucking do it. Don't want to become a powerful being? Don't fucking do it. You want to go and have your fucking crazy, grand, wild time, do the most absurd bullshit, having no rhyme or reason to it, having no real character development or anything at all, and just wanting to fuck around and have fun? You flow right the fuck ahead. There is no limitations to this world. It's just a matter of how you look at it and how you want to do it. That's the best part of it all, is that if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to become overpowered, spend all this time grinding and trying to build up yourself and your magic powers, don't do it. If you think it's a waste of time, it's gonna be boring, don't do it. And that's the best part. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do any of it. You can do whatever the hell you want, and it doesn't matter what it is. Like anything your mind can think, you can bring it to happen. Because you're not restricted by anything. You're not restricted by an external antagonist. You're not restricted by a story set for you. You're not restricted by a dungeon. You're not restricted by a princess asking you to fucking save her from a castle. You're not restricted by any of it. There's no external. I'll explain this to Burp. The difference between D&D and Althvinhaim is that D&D and other role-playing quests have an external antagonist. They have something that is set for you, an antagonist, whether a person, an idea, a virus, whatever, to solve. And because of that, you are in a way restricted to figuring out that antagonist and how to get rid of it, how to solve it, solve your problem, solve whatever. Althvinhaim doesn't have that. And that's why you gotta stop thinking like this as D&D. There's no problems to be solved. There is no blatantly obvious external antagonist, because you make the antagonist. Whatever path you choose, good or bad, save the world, kill the world, doesn't matter. You're gonna end up making an antagonist, right? Right? Like, you're gonna end up making one by your actions. In the world of D&D and RPGs, antagonists influence your actions. In Althvinhaim, your actions influence the antagonist, and that's what's so fun about it. You have no idea who's gonna come banging down your door to kick the shit out of you until he's already there. And that's the fun of it, is you don't know what's going to happen next. You can only imagine what your character's ideals would be, act on it, and then inevitably, when some motherfucker comes down and tries to kill you, well, figure it out what to do then. But that's the fun, is that don't think that someone is gonna inevitably come rushing to you, asking you to save their daughter from an evil orc lord. I mean, similar side quests might appear in like lesser form just to add some variety, but largely speaking, you don't have to accept the quest, you know. And that's the fun of it, and that's really why I created this, and why we created this, and why we're all here, is because it's an experience that's vastly different from anything else you've had, and I'm sure no one's used to. I'm not used to it. It's my fucking first time trying out any of this shit, like, and so as long as you are enjoying it and you are having fun, it doesn't matter what you do. So, like, don't think that because there are powerful people, or because you're powerful or you're not powerful, means you have to do anything about it. Play how you want to play. Be who you want to be. The only limitation is really the world and who would go against you. And if you can overpower those who want to go against you, then you can do anything you want. Like I said, your actions influence the antagonist. If your actions are to be a saint and make as many people love you, then it won't be that. It will be pretty simple. But if you want to be like Dread, maybe conquer a kingdom, become an emperor, lots of people are going to oppose him. But if he can overpower them, be stronger than them, he can achieve his goals. Ain't nothing stopping him. Only thing stopping him is the powerful people who will oppose him. So play how you want to play. Play this character how you want to play. I don't care what the hell you do. Do whatever the hell you want. My only job here is to interpret it in a meaningful way. Make sure you adhere to the rules of the world. Make sure you adhere to the logic and the things we have set in place. And to provide you the story from a holistic point of view. And from the point of view of someone who actually understands most of the facets of this world. And can pull together a story for you that will sound interesting, as well as add some variety and add some random ability to it, so it doesn't feel like you are just like typing out a story in front of you with no random chance. That's what Althvinhaim is.
Oh my god! I'm realizing now you just created an entirely new universe that could kind of be classified as a literal game.
That's what we're all here for, isn't it?
Like, if I could... Holy fucking shit.
Now, do you see why I put so much work into this? Why I screamed at Jamal when he wouldn't put work into it? Because this is what it is to me. This is what this whole thing is to me. I want to see all of your stories become something fucking interesting. Something that I can fucking talk about like 10 years later. It's going to be hilarious. Regardless, it's how you want to play. And how do you want to play, Elpis? That's really the only question you have to ask yourself. What path do you want to take? And that's not going to come easily. It's the third session. It's been a week. You barely know much about this world. But that will come with time. The only thing I can advise to you is don't think you're powerful. Because there's always going to be someone who's ready to stomp your shit down. I will make sure of that.
Oh my god. Okay. Alright, that's okay, yeah, that's it. Hold on, I'll be right back.
This is what happens when you get me ranting about this project.
If you have screaming in the background, don't mind it. Just please try to interrupt the best you can.
Uh-huh. I mean, this is what happens when you get me going on, like, Althvinhaim and what we're doing here.
I'm just like, I'm now thinking back 2 years ago. What would happen if this didn't die?
Who knows? Who cares?
What kind of fuck shit would you come up with?
This is my masterpiece.
I'm feeling
and
like
my
it
project
would probably
that
be
comes
something
from all of that. Put it that way.
I have a feeling that Althvinhaim would have been something of a Minecraft server at some point if this didn't die.
Perhaps.
Okay, let's continue.
Like, yeah. This is
Alright.
my world, and this is why I made it. I mean, did you really think someone like me would make an entirely new, unique world with unique facets and everything, and not have a very deep reason behind why? Come on. I'm a story and literature god at this point, let's be real. Surprised any of this came together, I'll be honest. Didn't expect
Yeah, to
half
be
of it
fair,
to
we
work.
are all kind of... we're all kind of some disorganized fucks, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That whole rant with the music was great. That was great.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. That was so good. Okay. Well,
tried.
I think that entire rant figured out what I want my character to do. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That is, I'm glad. Like, that's the fun. Like, you can be like Jamal, who wants to be very analytical about this, understand, and find purpose through the lore itself, which, you know, we shit on Jamal, but I admit that is a very interesting way of taking on it. Instead of taking external factors in his understanding of Althvinhaim to make a story, he is instead exploring how his character reacts to information about the world through the world to decide what his character is going to do, which I admit is a very fascinating take on this world. Burb, meanwhile, is going the complete
that's Jamal, you're getting praised.
The Burb is meanwhile taking the complete opposite route and is literally just being a complete unhinged fucking brat, right? And that's completely okay too, right? Like, she's letting out just complete unhingedness and fucking gremlin as a character is also great. And Dread is more or less being the megalomaniac he wants to be. And that's great too! The only character, if I'm being honest, that really doesn't have much direction is yours, I fully admit. If, like...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so... And
but I don't know what I want to do.
Like, Sylvius is... And Sylvius is the person I would be if you gave me power, essentially. If you gave me unnatural power. That is the exact...
This is scary and also very comforting.
You wouldn't like me with abnormal powers. It wouldn't be fun. Actually, it would be for...
It would not be fun.
Wouldn't be fun for Pissboy and Jamal.
The end of the narrative is us all teaming up against this, like, Avengers level threat.
Nah, real... nah, Burp would be like, he's fine.
Yeah, no, the reason for that is mostly because I still don't know what my character wants to do, and I'm just taking it
Just think about it. You know, you got a lot of time.
Kind of.
You got a lot of time. You haven't pissed off anyone yet, so as long as anyone with a gun to the back of your head, just think about it. Like, yeah, and that's what this is, you know. You know, everyone gets to do what they want to do. Be the person that you can even reflect yourself onto the character. Be the person you fantasized about being in your mind. That great hero, maybe even that great villain you've always wanted to be. You know, all those times you're watching shows, animes, manga, just normal comics, movies, cartoons, live actions. When you see that great villain, or that great hero, or maybe the great third-party character, the great neutrally aligned person. And you've always wanted to be that person. Or maybe look at a story itself and you've wanted to ask yourself, if I was this person, what would I have done? If I was in this position, what would I have done? Althvinhaim was set on that dream, on that idea and that vision of, if we could be that person, what would we do? Because Althvinhaim started with me, Jamal, and Dread asking ourselves, if we were brought into a new world, a fantasy world, what would we do? It was on that if we were, what would we do idea. This entire project was started on that. And so that's what I hope your characters will become. And if I was this, what would I become, kind of thing. And that's what I hope to see. I hope to see your dreams and your fantasies about who you wanted to maybe be in another life, or what kind of character do you think you could be represented in Killian, Athenos, Meroth, Elpis, wherever you want to be emphasized in that character. Or you could not. That's the best part. Anyways, yeah, we should continue.
Yeah, we should probably. Alright. Top that. Hmm.
I know my ambition and ego is larger than the fucking sun, but
Yeah, it's fine.
anyways, back to, reading about magic.
What's the next phase?
I'm glad I got all that on recording too. I might clip that separately.
No, clip that.
Anyways, yeah, okay. You continue reading the Magic Fundamentals book, and on the next chapter, it says, Elemental Clashes. It says, certain elements are defined as clashing elements. This means that which one beats the other one is entirely dependent on the caster's magic skill. Clashing elements include fire, water, ice and electric, earth and air, and light and dark. When these elements face each other, the winner of the clash is solely based on which spell is higher ranked and the strength of the caster. Reading this section comes as a bit of an interest to you, because in the worlds you're from, especially fire and water, you're used to fire being weak to water, or earth being weak to air. But in this case, fire and water, instead of being weak to one to another, in fact clash and are considered equals. In a sense.
Next page.
One second.
Next page. Just.
Next page. Let's go. We're gonna fucking do this shit.
Elvis just went skip text.
Yeah, no, that. What the fuck?
You go to the next page, and the next page is titled Elemental Weaknesses. Unlike elemental clashes, which are not based on the caster, elements that are weak to other elements will always be weaker. That's not to say that these weaker elements can't beat their weakness. It's simply not ideal and much more difficult to achieve. And conversely, elements that are strong towards other elements will have a much stronger time beating them. Much easier time beating them. The list of elemental weaknesses is, do note that the first element is the one that's weak, and the second element is the one that's strong. Air is weak to water. Ice is weak to fire. Water is weak to lightning. Lightning is weak to earth. Fire is weak to air, and earth is weak to ice. It is important to note that wind magic is always weak to wind magic due to the nature of the element. Furthermore, light, dark, and cosmic magic are all effective against every other type of magic except light and dark, which clash. However, cosmic is strong against all other elements. Race elements are also unique as they are effective against all elements as well.
Ooh. Okay.
Any other information you need to repeat?
Yeah, the weaknesses.
Okay,
That should be
I
it.
assume so. So once again, air is weak to water. Ice is weak to fire. Water is weak to lightning. Lightning is weak to earth. Fire is weak to air. And earth is weak to ice.
Alright, that should be good.
Mm-hmm. The final chapter of the book is interesting as it's not the same as the others. It is actually 10 laws of magic. And you're very intrigued for this as you didn't know that there were going to be laws of magic here, but you assume that these are likely pretty fucking useful. There are 10 laws of magic. Number 1. Without a source of mana, magic cannot be sustained, meaning you cannot utilize magic outside of the spell's usage. For example, drinking magic water. Number 2. Raw mana can be wielded and manipulated to a degree, but cannot be controlled. It is effective against all elemental magic types. Raw mana and pure mana are the same thing. Number 3. Do not wield demonic magic if you are not a demon without protection. There will be consequences. Number 4. Angelic magic may be used by anyone with faith and or pure heart. Number 5. The aptitude of a being cannot be changed after birth. Number 6. There is no limit to how much mana you can control, but too much can overtake you and your soul. Number 7. You must chant the spell's name in order for it to activate. Number 8. You cannot imbue race magic into catalysts. Number 9. Half-breeds can use race magic, but it is only half as effective. The first 9 are simple enough to you. However, the 10th law stands out to you, and as it is written in bold, almost ominous looking. The 10th law of magic reads as following. Humans were not made to use magic. You hover over this line for a minute or two. It seems almost less of a law and more of a foreboding, ominous message, warning humanity of something. Obviously, you nor the community or continent, you obviously, from some of your information, you know that you are not on the human continent, you're on the Elven continent, which likely explains why everyone here can use magic. But you're curious. You assume that might mean that humans aren't born with magic. And perhaps humans using magic via catalysts is a taboo thing. Although there weren't really any further explanations as to what that final law means, its unusual nature definitely sticks out to you.
Okay. Is that it for the book?
Yes. It took a bit longer to read than you expected, and it's now been about 3 hours. It's probably around 1 p.m.
I'll read one more book then.
You still have the 2 books
Primordial God, yeah.
on the Primordial God. Okay.
Primordial God then.
You open the book on the Primordial God Omnial. The book is rather short, but the cover is easily much more illustrious than any of the other books on gods, even the first gods. The book reads as following, the first chapter, an introduction. In the beginning, before anything existed, one being came into existence. The primal god, Omnial, was the first god to ever exist. It said that they had infinite power and wisdom. No one, not even the first gods, knew what they looked like because they sacrificed their own life to bring Althvinhaim into existence. Omnial created the gods to create the world of Althvinhaim, They made the planet and the continents, but they entrusted the gods to make a beautiful world in their stead. It's said that Omnial could wield every form of elemental magic and possessed every single skill in existence. When they sacrificed their own life, the skills that they had were imbued into the world, which is why people have skills. Omnial themselves didn't do much to develop the actual world of Althvinhaim, but their sacrifice started the creation of the diverse world we know today.
Wow. Okay.
There's another chapter.
Okay.
The next chapter of the book is called the Words of Omnial. The Words of Omnial is a global phenomenon experienced by all sentient life. It is named after the primal god Omnial. It is said that after sacrificing the last of his energy to create the gods, he stored the last remaining pieces of his conscience into the world itself. However, it is so weak that only his voice can be heard and nothing else. The Words of Omnial itself don't possess any real power. It can't create, destroy, or influence anything. It simply exists as a tool of guidance for the people of Althvinhaim. The most common example is when a person acquires, steals, or evolves a skill, the Words of Omnial will inform them of it. Another example is the Words of Omnial announcing major events or other phenomena happening in the world, like how the Prime Phoenix is chosen and announced by them. Although technically speaking, the Words of Omnial don't choose the Prime Phoenix, they just assess which Phoenix in the world is the most powerful and give title to them. But they can't actually have a personal say in who gets the title. This is evidence that many scholars of this topic have used to suggest that the Words of Omnial are essentially the announcers of the world, informing one or more individuals about something important happening to or around them. The main reason for this line of thinking is that, despite being named after the creator of everything, it has never once in history seemed to have actually influenced the world. Therefore, many people brush off the Words of Omnial as just another aspect of the world and of life. However, there is slightly more to the Words of Omnial that most people ignore or simply don't care about because they will never achieve it. Anyone who has evolved a skill will tell you that they very clearly hear the Words of Omnial in their head telling them that their skill is evolving, but it also tells them what it's evolving into, how exactly did the person meet the requirements, and what this newly evolved skill can do. This discontinuity here is that all scholars agree that the evolved version of a skill is often at least 10 times better than it was pre-evolved. And yet, the things used for evolution don't seem to match the power given to the user. It seems like too much of a leap in power left to be a simple evolution, which is why many scholars have agreed that the Words of Omnial likely have more to them than we think. Some scholars have even gone as radical to say that Omnial never actually died and has been watching over Althvinhaim this entire time. However, the more common and agreed upon answer is that there was likely more of Omnial's energy left after he chose to sacrifice himself than previously thought. Or perhaps his sheer power was simply that powerful that even with only a mere fragment of his power left, he would still be able to grant and evolve people's skills at will. It's entirely possible because no one really knows how strong Omnial was, nor do any of the gods. Some scholars are even coming to the possibility that Omnial never actually sacrificed himself, but rather simply decided that his time was up and that he wanted to leave the world in the hands of the other gods. This idea has been refuted due to the testimonies of many gods, but it is also entirely possible that they're lying. What is definitely true, however, that the Words of Omnial are the people of Althvinhaim's last connection to their Allfather, the last reminiscence they have of an omnipotent god that sacrificed their power to give them all life. And to that, the people of Althvinhaim are eternally grateful. And that is the end of the book.
Okay, then.
That book only
But
took you maybe 30 minutes to read.
Alright. Enough. I decided just to end early then. Oh. Okay.
Dread, you missed the hyper compelling, like 45-minute long
Oh my god.
speech about what Althvinhaim means to me and why I created it and like all that
Wait.
jazz. With
Yeah,
like,
no, I was reading through the lore discussion channel and I just saw that now.
yeah,
wow.
don't worry, it's recorded. You can listen to it later.
Ooh, okay, all right. Can't believe I missed that.
That's
I
crazy.
decided to head out for the day
how are the
then.
studies going, Dread?
I haven't got into study yet. I just updated the Athenos memories after finally getting around to writing down
I
the
do need to
second
remind
session.
you that you have less time to study because you have a session tomorrow.
Yes, that is a fair point.
Who wants to bet
That
Jamal's
is
gonna
true.
only study over a Dread session?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I'm willing to bet money on that.
Bet money, that's the plan.
He's just like, Dread won't study, so I'll just study while he's busy and caught off guard.
Easy game, you know.
What? And then Jamal then proceeds to lose.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
would be
that's
pretty
not in the
funny.
heart of the cards, Connor.
Imagine Burb just comes in and like wins the entire thing.
Yeah, no, he is. Wait, but he has the gall to talk about the heart of the cards when I'm like the only person here who has watched the entirety of season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! From start to finish. All 200 plus episodes, Jamal? Have you done that?
That's a season, 200 episodes.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Well, I mean, he definitely has not watched it then. He doesn't know.
Oh, you know,
what
yeah.
he definitely hasn't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! So he
I
can't
have
use the heart of the
not-
cards.
Did not know it's 200 episodes per season.
I watched both
Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh! and
remember
Yu-Gi-Oh!
at least 5 minutes of time. Maybe at least half of each episode is taken up by Yu-Gi-Oh's extreme stuttering.
Yeah, no.
That's right. You got to get more words in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of Yu-Gi-Oh! Can just be something like, I said a card, and then I said a card. I end my turn.
I wonder how much time in Yu-Gi-Oh is taken up because
I summoned this
Yu-Gi-Oh
card,
wanted
then I
to
summoned
has
this
a
card.
stuttering issue whenever he says the word duel.
It's time to
And I summon you
duel.
How fast would the plot of Yu-Gi-Oh end if you just gave him firearm?
That's bullshit.
Well, I mean,
Just
probably
random
not very fast because the fucking Millennium items are just like.
What about every time they say
People
"let's duel," they start taking steps and they fire and they reach 10. Like that episode is done immediately.
Okay, no, but I'm curious because I would like to know how like Egypt ever lost anything in that world when the pharaohs had the fucking god cards. Like
Not bad!
they had actual gods. Like they weren't even they were sealed in cards. Like it
Fucking
wasn't
appears some
even.
god cards was the most fucking broken thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the show. Not in real life though. They weren't like they were fucking
Like
terrible.
imagine one of the pharaohs like losing a battle to the Romans and then he just like summons Obelisk the Tormentor in attack position.
Literally? Okay.
Someone, you know what, I decided to pack it up for the day.
Deciding that was enough, you put all 3 books back on their shelves and leave the library. It's around the early afternoon still, and you're free to do what you want.
Alright. I'm gonna walk around and see if anything interesting is happening.
Like the city?
Yep. The city.
Okay. You
Yep.
leaving the library, you decide to take a stroll around the city. You walk around, noticing the naturalness of the Wood Elf Kingdom. People moving about. Some people are carrying boxes. Others are carrying papers. Some people are talking with their friends. Some are walking alone. Some are reading books. Most of them naturally are Wood Elves, but you do know, thinking back to what Renn told you about politics, you are actually now realizing that there is a good amount of Sun Elves amongst them as well. Obviously, there's a decent amount of other races besides wood elves to begin with, but in particular, there seems to be a larger amount of sun elves than anything else. Regardless, you continue walking and eventually find yourself at an intersection. You can go left, right, or forward.
Forward.
Going forward, you continue down the path. You continue down the path of this place, and eventually, without much interference, run into another intersection.
Left.
You head left, and kind of enter enter what appears to be a merchant district. There are lots of venues and stands, both big and small, and it's a very lively place, and there are more stalls than you can really count.
I decided to take a look around.
Entering the marketplace, you note that this place, in terms of races, is a lot more diverse than you expected. There are lots of different stalls run by humanoids, monsters, and other creatures. You do note that there aren't really any humans, though. One thing you do note. The first shops you notice are a general basically a medieval equivalent of a fast food restaurant. They're basically a stand that hands out quickly cooked food, and it's probably a lot, not as unhealthy as a Big Mac. And the other stand you notice is selling general produce.
So it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue my way then.
Keep walking?
Gonna see what else.
Okay.
Yeah, keep walking.
Keep walking down the road, and notice a few more produce stands, and as well as a stand that's selling meat.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep walking then.
Okay. You keep
Let's see if there's
walking.
anything.
Eventually, and then you come across two more stands. One seems to be selling alchemy-related goods, and the other seems to be selling magic-related goods.
I'm gonna go with the magic-related goods.
Magic-related goods?
Yeah.
Okay. You approach the magic-related I can't fucking speak. You approach the magic-related shop, and the person who's running the shop is kind of slumped over, clearly like rummaging through some stuff currently.
Hello there. Hello?
The person seems
Sorry if I'm not
startled.
talking to you.
The person seems startled and pops up. They appear to be a female elf. It was hard to see what they looked like a bit because they had a very large mage's hat on. However, as they look up at you, you realize that they don't actually recognize them. They're like, as in their race. Their skin is too light to be a wood elf, but too light to be a wood or a drow elf. Not light enough to be a sun elf, and her whole disposition isn't dark enough to be a moon elf, and so she seems a bit clumsy, stumbling a bit, and before regathering herself, she asks, what do you need?
Oh, I was just wondering what you sell here.
Her eyes seem to like almost glow a bit, it appears that she hasn't had a customer all day, and she tells you that she carries all sorts of, I don't forgot to do it. He said, oh, okay. She says, goods? Yeah, I sell plenty of things. I got, she kind of looks through her stuff a bit and says, I have magic accessories, clothes, necklaces, rings, jewelry, all the works. I also have some magic books if that's what you're into, and as well as some other informational books and clothing. Yeah.
Cool. But I think it's cool.
How much money do you have, by the way? Out of pure
I have a
curiosity.
7.
7
I have
gold?
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, this ain't
Yeah.
fucking Genshin, dog.
God, fucking. Got me feeling strongly. I feel poor. I decided to look at the jewelry, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Deciding to look at the jewelry, she first asked you what what may I ask what magic affinities you have?
Wind and light.
He says, okay, well I have accessories for both. However, do know I should say that mystic element accessories will cost more than true elements.
It's fine. I think I only need stuff for my wind element anyway.
For wind? Oh, okay. Well, any idea what you are looking for? I have cloaks, necklaces, rings, bracers, gloves, leg rings, the whole thing. Like, basically any accessory. Really.
A bracelet would be nice.
Bracer?
Replace my old one.
Okay, I have, here I know I have someone. Here we go. She pulls out, very pretty looking white bracers that have like green lines through them. The buttons seem to be made of a very nice silver, kind of gray a bit. The threading itself is a light yellow, almost like gold, but obviously not actual gold thread. She says that these are the best bracers I have. They slightly increase your agility with your hands. They also reduce spells that are casted from your hands by 5%, and when using and she says when using movement spells that move with your hands, they will also make you move faster slightly.
Oh, I'll get one.
Okay.
Oh, I'll get one.
She gives you the wind bracer, and you hand her the 6 gold.
I don't need to cry, but what exactly are you?
You could have phrased that better.
I know.
I'll give you a chance to phrase that better.
Welcome back to another episode of Racism with Elpis. I'm your host,
I'll
Dread.
give you a chance to rewind and phrase that better.
What exactly
How do
are
I-
you?
In one of my in my old roleplay group, we had a racism counter for all of our fanfic.
That's so based. That's
we
so
reached
based.
like
Yeah,
we
that's
reached
the
like
racism
30 in the
counter.
first session of one of our latest games.
Holy
Before
shit.
we reached 30 in the first session of one of the last games we did.
Not the racism counter.
Oh,
There was also a sexism counter because my
Based.
character was a my character was a dove-based Kenku, and everyone thought that he was a girl.
Sexism
my
bog.
I don't know how to phrase that without being racist.
What race are you?
I mean that also kind of sounds.
Okay, but in the world where race means species,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
but asking
Yeah.
what are you? That's
What are you?
that.
What are you, man? What are you?
What the fuck are you, man? Like, get out of
Where
here.
are
What
you? And
Shut up, Perv.
Doobie doobie doo. What are you?
You ask the mysterious elf what race she is, and she suddenly almost looks both surprised and a bit defensive, and kinda asks, "Why are you asking?" In almost like in like a defensive tone.
Oh, I was just wondering, since I haven't seen an elf like you. I don't mean it in a weird way, so.
She looks up and down like your person, and asks, "Are you a traveler?"
Yeah.
She then
Kinda
looks and
do.
asks if Soli Victus means anything to you.
No, I mean, I just got here, mostly.
The woman sighs
Yeah.
in relief and seems glad that you don't know what she's talking about. She explains to you that she is a high elf and only recently escaped Soli Victus. She says escaped. She explains that she more means that she had attempted to go against their policy of only allowing high elves within the walls of Soli Victus and ended up getting charged and arrested for it. However, before the police could catch her, she escaped, and she had escaped to Stal Wallonia. She explained that she was staying in Haldradia for now until she could sell enough some of her wares as a mage to make up enough money to sail to Dalhaven, where she has friends living in the Empire of Zarconia.
Well, that's... Wow. Okay.
She basically explains that the only reason... She explains that Zarconia should be safe for her because it's also under the rule of a supreme entity. The High Elf King would likely be more cautious in trying to bring her back and charging her.
So why is that so wrong?
She basically says, well, the High Elf King, I mean, literally his name is, the King of the High Elves, right? He was born a High Elf during the Mythical Age, and although he is always said to represent the elves, I think over the thousands of years after the Mythical Age, he's become more of the belief that he as well as the High Elves are the best elves. His justification for it generally boils down to, if the other elven subraces were so great, why has a member of their subrace not risen up to become more powerful? And the thing is, he's not technically wrong. The High Elves, by definition, are stronger than the other elves. We are born with a higher mana pool than other elves. We are born, on average, with more affinities than other elves. We are born, on average, with more magical knowledge. He's technically... a lot of high elves and a lot of non-high elves consider him a racist. And they're technically not wrong, but he has a point in that, biologically speaking, high elves are born stronger than other elves. And of course, there are many high elves who disagree and say, regardless of that, we should still not disallow our brethren into Soli Victus. But he, over the centuries and millennia, I guess you could say, has become more fervent on making Soli Victus a utopia specifically for high elves. And if the other sub-elves want to come asking for him for assistance, well, they can send him a letter. Right? And more people, especially over the Peaceful Age and the Imperial Age, have been arguing for him to lower down the exclusionary borders. However, he's like the 7th rank supreme entity. We can't go against him. Like, come on. And so I tried to, go against him, and they tried to arrest me, so now I'm here. Yeah. But that's the main reason why it's such a delicate balance. Because he's not wrong, but he's not right either,
I guess that's fair. Still. Are they still looking for you?
Probably. That's kind of why I'm wearing this, like, very heavy attire. She points to how, like, her robes and her hat are, very, very large and kind of covering her face. I normally like to wear more elegant, tighter clothing, but that would reveal me too much, and so I gotta stay covered in this very dark, drab clothing until I can get enough money.
Oh. Be careful, I mean, that could be very, very terrible.
She kind of smiles meekly and thanks you for your consideration.
If you want, I could fly there.
Oops. I dropped my staff and the dogs are now screaming. Anyways, she looks at you and kind of says, I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not doubting your strength, but even if you could carrying me across the entire ocean, the chances, I don't think anyone really has enough stamina to make that journey, but even more so, you're likely to get just eaten out of the sky by a leviathan anyways.
And how about a guide?
She asks, what do you mean?
I mean, if there's people chasing after you, I mean, why not get like a bodyguard?
She kind of says that's really sweet of you to offer, but the people who are after her are the police of Soli Victus. They are incredibly well-trained, powerful high elves who can use like up to super tier spells relatively easy and like wield powerful magic weapons and many other things. And that she'd only end up pulling you into a very bad situation if she requested that of you.
It's fine. I think it maybe take them on. Probably. Hopefully. Won't be too bad.
She shakes her head vigorously at you and really just tells you it's not.
I mean, it's better than walking in alone.
She kind of looks down and agrees, but she also says that she wouldn't have anything to pay you with.
Oh, you don't have to pay me with anything. I'm kind of bored around here anyway. So all I've been doing was reading in the... I've been just kind of bored here lately. I mean, nothing's really been going on anyways, and I've only been doing is reading in the library. Mostly about the gods, since I only just arrived in this world.
Her elven ears kind of perk up and asks if you're interested in knowledge and research.
A little bit, mostly in the gods.
She seems excited and tells you that that's what she can pay you in. She explains that in the center of Soli Victus is the greatest library in the world, the Bibliovania, and in it contains basically any knowledge you could ever desire. And she was always an avid researcher there, and so
the Elven Library of Alexandria.
Kill yourself. Oh no,
wait,
guys! Athenos' large money pouch has suddenly disappeared.
Oh damn, that's crazy.
Oh, no.
I don't think I'll be able to find another dwarf to like give manual into. It'll be a shame.
Oh no. Anyways, yeah. She says
more
that
bakers in this library over here.
she tells you that in return for your protection, she can pay you back in knowledge.
No, that'd be fine. I'll take that deal.
She thanks you for your
They always
help
want to do more.
and explains to you that thanks to your purchase, she almost has enough money to purchase a boat over to Althvinhaim.
Alright. How much gold do you need left?
Well, she explains to you, well, normally a boating trip doesn't take that long. It doesn't cost that much, but a boating trip across continents can be quite expensive because of the dangers of the Leviathan, so a proper crew and ship is needed to repaired. So a one-way trip for me would be I'd say around 25 gold coins. I have, thanks to your purchase, I have about 22.
Okay. Alright.
If you know anyone, she asks you if you know anyone who's interested in buying some magical equipment. maybe you could send them my way, and I might be able to make a bit more of that. Just enough I need. A lot of people don't really trust me. In fact, I've actually had a lot of people come up and ask me for things, but they see that I'm a high elf and they kind of get turned away.
I guess that's fair. I think I know someone who might. Oh, by the way, I never got your name.
Oh, shit. Right. Sorry. Hold on. Gotta pull up the name generator, you know what I'm saying?
Hot in 4K.
Listen, I use
Got
the random
4K.
name generator for, like, everything. Anyways, she introduces her... Okay, let's see. What can I come up with? I mean, names... Listen, I've named, like, 100 people in this world, okay? You give up after a certain time.
My name is Long John Jimmy Jongs.
She introduces herself as Alania.
Alania. Very nice to meet you, Alania. I'm Elpis.
She kind of smirks a bit. Kind of says...
What? I swear to God.
He kind of snickers and just kind of says... He kind of looks at you and just kind of says Elpis. Just kind of snickers before apologizing.
Wow.
After snickering a bit at your name, she kind of apologizes.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard someone say that joke.
She says, "Oh."
Hey.
Anyway, she says that if you know someone who can buy something off of her, that would be really appreciated.
Might know one person. Wonder if he's around. I think I'll find him real quick.
She says that'd be greatly appreciated.
I leave the stand for now to try to go find Renn.
She waves goodbye.
Please not be a terrorist.
That'd be so funny if Renn died.
No, stop.
Anyways, you leave the marketplace to go look for Renn.
Alright. I think a good starting place would be the tavern.
You go to the tavern. Yeah, you you took a bit to remember the directions because you're still a bit foggy on it. However, after like 5 minutes, you managed to find your way back to the tavern and enter it looking for Renn.
Hey, yo, Renn, you here?
You look around for Renn, and you don't see him, but you do see a car sitting at a table with Elmon.
Oh, hey, guys.
Oh, they wave back at you, saying hi.
I approached them. Have you guys seen Renn around?
A car says, "Oh, Renn? He should be at the cafe down the street. Do you know which one?"
Down the street. I think the same one we went to yesterday.
He says, "Oh, okay."
Oh
Yeah.
no, is that the place he works? Or
Yeah. The
okay,
cafe he
yeah.
works
Then
at.
I might need directions.
He said, "Okay, yeah, just out the inn. Go down the right to the first intersection and go up. It'll be the first cafe you see on the left. Got a big like a mug sign on it."
Okay, thank you. Oh, and do you guys need any magic items or tools?
The car says that he's a backline kind of player. He likes using knives, so he doesn't particularly need one. And Elmon explains that as a drow elf, he also uses physical weapons, so doesn't really use magic much either.
Okay then. I guess I'll see you guys around then.
They wave goodbye to you and you exit the inn.
Alright. Head to the cafe.
Okay. Following a car's directions, you quickly arrive at the inn and enter. It's like Ren told you, it's not as big or as like atmospherically enjoyable as the inn he took you to, but it's still a nice place. You look around and you see Ren taking orders and preparing drinks. Now here's the question, right? Now, this is a question not just to Elpis, but to everyone here. Should I f with Elpis in describing Ren here, or no? Yes or no?
Seriously, why would you need to do
Yes.
that?
Okay, it's a yes or verb. Okay. I need a yes or no from Dreader Jamal here.
Wait, what were you saying?
How much should I f with Elpis in describing the interaction between him and Ren? May I? Yeah, it's yes or no.
110%, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Now I
Affirmative.
need an answer from Jamal here.
A little too much detail. Oh.
Oh, a little too much detail, guys.
It's a yes or a no.
Shut up. Yes.
Okay, alright. 3 yeses and a no. Alright, big dubs. Okay. Alright, gotta give me about 10 seconds to really envision how I'm gonna do this.
All in that 10 seconds, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legend.
Don't make him blow up.
Oh no, it's gonna be much worse. Much worse. Let's just say I'm gonna really play on the gay part of your brain for a few minutes.
I hate you.
Is it going to be...
I know Burb will probably enjoy the experience, probably. That's because
Ooh,
Burb's
okay.
a
Huh?
degenerate. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, go back into the living room. We're talking in the kitchen. Don't mind us.
Anyways, yeah. Time to bully Elpis just for a bit. Okay. Actually, no, I need to get some cafe ambience in here to really set the scene a bit more.
Swear to God, if you put him in a maid dress, I'm gonna kill him.
Fuck.
Oh my God, God damn it.
What does elf coffee shop ambience sound like? Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. Okay, anyways, yeah. Following a car's directions, you arrive at the cafe. It's very quaint, not as good as the other one, but it's a nice place. You enter the cafe, and there's lots of elves as well as other races enjoying simple pastries and some other drinks and such. You notice Renn. Hard to see him because he's behind, because there's like a bunch of people in line, and because he's behind the register. It's hard to, see him through all the people, but you notice him.
I approach Renn.
I would advise not cutting in line.
Ah, that's fair. Okay, I waited.
As you stand in line, there's like 3 people in line. You wait. You notice that most people take their orders, and then Renn rings them up in the front, and then they wait in the different line to get their order. As you're waiting in line, you kind of like look over the other people's shoulders. So notice Renn, and you remark. You kind of look at his work attire. He's wearing this cute cross between like an apron mixed with like a barista outfit almost. Dread, I can kick you. One more time, and I'll kick you. I'll do it. No, Dread, another sound effect out of you, and you're gone. Understood? Good choice. Okay. Anyways, yeah. He's busy ringing up orders, and as you watch him, like, speaking to customers, you note that his face looks a lot more cheery and more brighter. And as you kind of admire, you notice that he's probably wearing some kind of either foundation or makeup, likely probably make himself look better for the job. He isn't that short, probably slightly shorter than you by maybe like an inch or two. However,
He's a fanboy.
however, I'm not saying that. He has his dirty blonde, kind of brownish hair, kind of just, and he has like a little cap, which has the symbol of the cafe on it. Yeah, you.
And then I think to myself, man, this is other twink boy I know from my past life. Would probably outdress this man.
You suddenly get a you get a flashback to the old world about a certain friend of yours that you knew from high school and you kind of kept in contact with, who ended up becoming a bit of a larger than life personality on both social media and the internet in general, and how he would sweep Renn up in a heartbeat.
Can I not forget that memory, please? Can I please not
Fine,
forget
you
that?
don't forget that memory. You get so distracted waiting in line, looking at Renn, that you don't realize the line has ended, and he has now been calling your name, and you haven't been responding to him for about 10 seconds.
Oh, hey, Renn, you look really good.
Renn kind of just looks at you and says, I know I dress up for work, but geez, you don't gotta stare, there are other people in line.
Sorry, I was thinking about something really funny.
He says, sure, and he kind of says, well, I assume you weren't just here to order something from here just to order something from this cafe when I showed you a clearly superior one. He seems to whisper the last part, not wanting to his employees to hear what he's saying.
Yeah. Do you need magic items at all?
Renn kind of seems intrigued by the question. He says, well, I have been looking for a necklace to replace my old earth magic one.
Oh, that's great. There's this friend I know that really needs some cash, and I was hoping that you would stop by down there at the marketplace, I believe.
Renn
If
kind
you want, I could show you the way.
He agrees, saying, sure. However, I'm gonna have to wait till I'm off my shift. It's gonna take, I'm off in another hour 30. If you want, you can either go walk around, maybe order something, or just sit down and stare at me, because you seem to be really enjoying that while you were in line. Yes, I saw you.
Like I said, I was just thinking about something.
Sure
so
you
just,
were.
Yeah.
You gonna order something or not?
Might as well, since I'm here.
Alright, well, we got some simple drinks, tea, coffee, just some milk for if you're basic like that.
I'll take some, please.
Okay, that'll just tea?
Huh?
Just tea?
Yeah, just please.
Okay, that'll be 1 silver.
Here you go.
You hand him a gold coin and
Pull
he
out
converts
1
it into
silver.
19 silver, because I don't think you have...
Wait, no, I still...
Do you have a silver on you?
No, I still have silver.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
have
from
silver on
the
me.
halberd purchase, right? Okay, you have...
Yeah.
You hand Renn the 1 silver and continue down the line, only kind of noticing that the other people in line were starting to get a bit irritated, just a tad, that you took that long to order 1 cup of tea.
Look, listen. Build a femboy right in front of me.
You're not me, okay? Calm down. Anyways, you continue in the line, and the other employee, who is also a wood elf, bit taller. Unlike Renn, he has a more sterner face. He's taller than you by about 3 inches. Darker hair, still brown, but like darker brown. Similar attire, but he has a more like a mature look to him, one could say. He asks.
Still not better than mine.
He asks if
I'm
you
sorry,
were the
just have
one
to
who
put that
ordered the tea.
Yeah, I'm the one that ordered the tea.
Okay. He just prepares a simple
Yeah.
cup of tea. It's pretty large, like a mug amount, large mug amount. And for handing you the tea, he kind of looks at you. He kind of smirks at you a bit, and you're a bit confused until he kind of motions you to lean in so he can whisper something into your ear. and he kind of whispers at you and says, "Don't worry, you're not the only one who likes to stare at Renn." And then kind of dismisses you before ignoring you and kind of saying, "Yeah, okay."
Oh,
And
God.
after saying that, he then like looks at you with a very customer service-y face and says, "Thank you for your purchase," and then goes away.
I'm just standing there in awe, just like, I'll have you know that I have a wife.
Meanwhile,
and she'll
Jamal
be very
DMing me, "Where were the minions on 9/11?"
He
I
also
asked
did me
Dredd the
that.
same thing.
No. What I said was like, hey Jamal, why? Let's get on Hoi 4 while this is happening. And he sent me, where were the minions on 9/11?
I've already seen that video too. I love the "Where were the minions in 1939?"
Oh God.
To be fair, someone's gotta make like a compilation. It's just like from 1900 to the present. Where were the minions? And then just like tally it up.
You know what's the worst part? The one in the description, the video says also, who do you think they served from 1938 to 1945?
I like the real reason Dredd's actually secretly jealous of the minions because they got to serve with Napoleon.
Oh my God! Wait, does that mean they at one point probably served Osama bin Laden?
Well, that is the joke.
I love that idea. The minions always serve the most evil person.
It's fine when it's Napoleon.
No, you know.
There's a reason they ended it with Napoleon.
No, you're doing something right when you just see like fucking 500 plus like yellow fat asses appear on your doorstep, ready for you to command them.
Who do you think
Yeah,
is the Pentagon?
how is the fan service Connor gave you, by the way?
I can't.
For
Give
legal.
it a rating, one out of 10.
Okay. Elpis is like, I know you have drama's DMs. For legal reasons, I cannot say.
I cannot say.
He just
like-
looks at
I'm just like-
drama standing behind him with a hammer menacingly.
I'll have you know that I had a wife in my past life, and I'm not.
That's a good point. That's a good
this
point.
loyal.
He did have a wife. That wife's name was probably.
I mean, you could be bisexual. You know, that would
Oh, he
be-
is.
That would be pretty odd.
Objectively. Unlike Dredd, who's just gay.
No, this character is bi. I will not lie to you. This character is bi, but he is married.
Athenos
So.
is gay though. Anyways, back to the lore. Yeah, okay. That
Yeah.
happened. And you're now kind of still standing in line.
Yeah, I just decided to drink my tea.
You sit down, able kind of drink your tea, your face still mildly red. You,
Yeah.
you sip your tea, trying your best not to look at Renn, because you are starting to realize that all the other employees are also talking about you, because they weren't able to hear exactly what you were talking with Renn about, so I think they're just kind of assuming that that obviously if you were just here to order tea, it wouldn't have taken you that long. But the fact that you were having a genuine conversation has piqued the employees' interests. So now they're all just talking about you while you notice Renn just freaking laughing in the corner.
God. How long has passed? Just sipping
Of
my
this
tea,
embarrassment,
trying so hard not to
like
look at Renn.
20 minutes.
Oh, hold on, press it down. What? Can I meditate for those? Just
Just in
try
the-
to clear my head.
In the shop? I mean...
I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, it's not like traditional meditation where you would just cross your legs, but like,
Oh, not like
somewhat.
actually raising your mana level, just like meditating?
yeah, just like meditating, just to
Oh,
clear my
yeah,
head.
sure. Without actually doing any mana raising, you just kind of meditate for a bit, calming yourself after that whole interaction. After about an hour, you feel someone poking on your shoulder. You open your eyes, and it's Renn. He tells you that he's done with his shift, and they can go meet this mysterious merchant that you've referred to.
Alright. Alright, then. I'll leave you there.
Yeah. After exiting the after exiting, before you exit the cafe, the other employees kind of make a noise. They kind of say, they wave goodbye to both of you while saying "have fun" in like the most mischievous fucking tone one can
Oh
imagine.
my.
And you're just like fucking about to explode as you exit. Meanwhile, Ren's just giggling at your embarrassment and tells you not to mind them, that they're just messing around.
God. God. Let's just go.
Renn nods. He follows you. Hold on, I'm gonna change the music. He leads you over to the you lead him over to the marketplace. You mother, what the fuck do you mean? Oh. This command is being dumb. You lead him over to the marketplace and eventually find where Melania was waiting for you. Well, I guess waiting.
Hey, Alania. I'm back. I'm back with my
You haven't
friend.
written anything
This
down.
is where-
You don't even have the document open.
The problem is that it's my computer's being occupied at the moment.
Bruh.
Mostly. Oh no, I'm just remembering everything down. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah.
I will not forget this. I will definitely not forget this. It's hard to
Of course.
forget.
Of course he won't forget.
Made.
Guys. This is what Elpis cares about the most, guys. Write this down. Damn. Anyways.
When he goes to sleep tonight, he's gonna picture just Rem in his femboy outfit. Retired.
Anyways, yeah.
It's gonna be like, Jerome, I've got a new outfit idea.
The next day, Elpis is pitching the idea of a body pillow to like to the wood elf entrepreneurs. It's like, hear me out, guys. Anyways, yeah. Alania says hello, and Renn introduces themselves. Alania introduces themselves, and then Alania takes a few minutes explaining the situation to Renn, who admittedly at first looks a bit troubled to be speaking with a high elf, but brushes it off, thinking that if you're okay with them, then she's fine. You kind of just sit down and let them talk. Renn asks Alania for he's looking for another magic an earth necklace. She does have a few. She finds one that Renn likes. It's like a silver one, and with like it's mostly silver with some white gems on it. You kind of notice that a lot with wood elves. They don't really like gold jewelry. They prefer silver, which is something you kind of just like know in your mind. After buying the necklace, he thanks Alania and hands her the 5 gold coins she charged for it, and he puts it on. She then looks back at you and says, and thanks you for finding someone who was willing to buy stuff from her.
No problem.
She says, okay, now I have enough money to afford a ship to Althvinhaim. And I really can't thank you enough. And however, I still need to make the trip to Winfield to sail off to. So would you like to? And she asked if you'd like to accompany her on the trip to Winfield.
Sure, why not?
She says, "Okay, great."
Probably would be fun.
She says, she'll be leaving in the morning, and to meet up with her here, then. Tell me once you're done.
And just like that, Elpis is slain.
Says the one who couldn't even kill a fucking 6-year-old.
Okay, well, they
I
were.
mean, okay, in his
I don't know
defense,
if that
that's
makes
like
it
most cartoon antagonists, though,
That's actually
to
valid,
be honest.
but not in his case.
Jamal, you would be like Bill Cipher and then lose to Dipper and Mabel because you were being cocky.
No, no.
Okay, but work.
Why would you let Jamal even like be Bill Cipher for a second? Did you really say that?
I mean, what's he gonna do with that power?
Okay,
though?
but
That's
like,
the
do you
thing.
even want him to like? Why would you want him? Like, that'd be
I want to see what he would do.
rather than be Bill Cipher yourself.
I would also be Bill Cipher to
It's
make
not
sure he
how
doesn't
that's not how
fuck
Bill
up.
Ciphering works.
That's how it works in this world, Connor.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I don't
It
see
is.
any problems here.
I disagree. You can't just have two Bill Ciphers, because then you have a Bill parallelogram. That was good.
It was mediocre.
He says the one laughing at it.
Okay, well that's unimportant.
I guess we're waiting. We'll wait for Piss Boy now. I should find a reference art for Renn for the funnies.
Just
Elpis
post
is gonna
money.
save that in his private server, as will I.
Apparently, the top result is, can someone tell me how to make a femboy wood elf on r/Skyrim of all things? Huh.
I mean, I'm kind of I'm not actually no. That's like a totally normal thing apparently.
I mean, Skyrim is like the modding community of the fucking world.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if you can do that, and I was like, wait a second, maybe.
No, believe me, Skyrim mods go crazy. Like
I can only imagine.
like it's because like I don't know. It's just like the Skyrim dev. It's most because the Skyrim devs have given the community so much like opportunity to mod it.
Mhm.
That's the main reason why.
My brother in Christ, you are the Dragonborn. Jamal, if you were in Gravity Falls, you would be the being whose name must never be spoken.
Mhm. I'm just.
Swear to God, if Elpis makes me, if you make me, swear to God, Elpis. If you say, if you say we're gonna have to continue another time, I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
You have to.
All right. No, we gotta go. We gotta keep going.
Okay. Also, here's I found reference art for Renn here.
Bullshit.
I hope you don't mind if I just copy image.
It's not a woman,
Control
Dre.
V.
Anyways, just making sure.
That's
What are you doing with that? Fred, what you doing with that?
That's unfortunate.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Sam. Don't worry.
Fred, what you doing with that?
What are you doing with that? What you doing?
Don't worry
with
about
that?
it, man.
Yeah.
Save this as Renn. Oh,
I'll put that in. I'm gonna put that in. I'm putting that in his lore.
Alright.
Which lore? My lore?
Yeah, your character lore, just Renn.
Well, I know what's going on in the body pillow in fucking this industry.
What the?
My
full,
God.
You want the full image? I just found that as well.
I can neither confirm nor deny this information.
Oh well. Anyways, yeah. Continuing, yeah. Alania basically explains to you that it's that she's gonna leave. She plans to leave in the morning, so.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well just go back to the end.
Mhm.
Beautiful see you tomorrow.
Yeah, Alania waves goodbye, and before Renn kind of like looks at you and asks, like, no, wait a second. You're the one who dragged me all the way out here. You're not really just gonna go back to the inn and just leave me, are you?
I was hoping to meditate a bit more.
Renn kind of looks disappointedly at you, like, he looks at you like, how boring, essentially.
Fine. What do you have in mind?
Renn offers to take you to this, he basically says there's a really well-known bar slash game, I guess. Basically explains that like there's a bar that also offers like different games, things like darts, bowling, etc.
Yeah, I just want to have some fun then.
He smiles and thanks you for not being as fucking boring as he thought. And
I have a very, very strong feeling of where this is going, and I feel like I'm about to shatter Renn's heart.
he takes you to the bar, which is like a decent walk away, an okay walk away from the where you were. Gotta skip this. To the bar, and it's actually a pretty large establishment. You didn't think it'd be as big as it is. It has like yeah, it has a very large front. And you can tell from the commotion there's a lot of people inside. He motions you to enter, and you enter.
Yep.
Once inside, it's very lively. There's lots of different people of different races. Like, lots of different races. Like, almost as much as the marketplace in terms of diversity. He tells you that, if you want, they can order drinks or maybe just play some of the games. He says that he's basically that like work gets boring at times, and so he likes to come here to like brush off the exhaustion of said thing.
I guess that's fair. I'll play 2 games then.
Renn says okay and asks, "What do you want to play?" They got darts, bowling, and as well as gambling with fake chips.
Okay. Why not bowling?
He seems excited and says that he really likes bowling. He goes up to the guy and pays for 1 game for 2 people. And then and then you go up to one of the bowling lanes, and he asks if you would like to go first.
Why not? I grab a bowling ball and take my swing.
Okay, may I just real quick pause? So I was going through other things the artist that made that reference and produce, and may I just say, I like how accurately she has Dread if if Athenos was a twink. Like, I find this really funny because it's very on brand with what he wanted Athenos to look like to a T. This artist legit just has Athenos if he was a twink, and it's really funny.
Damn, that's pretty wild. Well, this is more like if he was a femboy though.
No, twink.
Aw, damn.
Nah, twink. 100% twink.
Yeah.
That's kind of cringe of you, Elpis.
That's really
That'd be like
funny though.
That's pretty wild, I will say. Good art though.
Yeah, they actually just legit have Athenos if he was a twink. Holy shit.
Alright.
Nah, I found another good gif, which is just like, you know how like Elpis met Renn, right? You could just
Instead of the name,
I'm saving that one. Okay, Jamal. Okay.
Too bad I'm only loyal to one person.
You're not.
Yes, I am.
See, the cool thing is you don't need loyalty, you can just not.
Fuck you, I'm honoring that vow.
Anyways, yeah. You decide to bowl. He asks you if you. if you would like to you know, go first.
Go first. Yeah. I just want to go first then.
You take the first bowl, and yeah, you ready and attempt to bowl, and you manage to get 7 pins in the first round.
Yeah.
The ball comes back, and you the ball comes back, and you roll and manage to get 2 more, which gets you 9. You're pretty happy with your score. Not a spare quite yet, but again, it's the first round. And Renn picks up the ball, again, picks up his own ball, and you notice a change in his facial expression, and something about the way his stance makes you realize that you feels like something inside of you just told you, I think I fucked up. He bowls the ball and gets a strike, and it is only now that you realize that you picked the wrong game.
Yeah, that's
The rest
it.
of the match goes, and you end the game with about hold on. You end the game with about 210 points. Renn ends with a 290. Almost a perfect score. And he's just fucking laughing. He just looks at you and says, "Thanks for picking bowling."
How much have you played this game, Len?
Just kind of sticks his tongue out and says, "Well, I don't know, just a few times."
One of Ren's skills, like.
Yeah, a few times. I definitely believe that.
But yeah,
actually
Renn
using
just
that
kind of teases you off, saying he's only played a few times, and he thinks that, and asks if this is your first time bowling.
Yeah.
Renn knows
Yeah.
Renn knows you're speaking bullshit, but accepts it anyways as an answer, and asks it. And at this point, it's maybe around early evening. It's around 5-6 p.m. and asks if you'd like to try another game, or they can go back to the inn and catch the dinner hours.
Let's play one more game. Let's play a game of darts. Let's hope I don't absolutely get scored at that.
What's the general, like, okay, hold on, let me look at a dartboard. Okay, what's the general center score for a dartboard? 60, right?
Yeah. That's that.
God, how does it? Yeah, I think that's how it works. Yeah, anyways, so you decide to play darts, thinking you probably can do a bit better. Renn once again asks if you'd like to go first.
Yeah.
Okay. You go first and aim the dart as best you can. You throw it, and you manage to hit the 13 points.
Let's go.
That's
Now
I'm trying to
let's
understand how
hope to
dart
God.
hold on. How do darts work? Okay, let me see. So the single scoring is if you hit the black or white. If you hit the outer ring, it's double. The inner ring, it's triple. The single outer bullseye is 25, and inner bullseye is 50. Okay, got it. And we'll say that I think there's like 10 rounds. I'll just say there's 10 rounds. Okay. You hit the blank for 13 points. Renn kind of looks at you and says that's not bad. He then takes a dart, aims for a few seconds, gets a bullseye, gets 50 points. Your jaw drops as Renn casually scores a bullseye. And he's like, "Oh, lucky shot." most laughing.
Every single game, aren't you?
Ren's like, what? Psh, no.
Yeah. Okay.
You take your the next few turns, and you end up with a very nice and respectable 374 points. Ren got 450. He looks at you and says, "Wow, I got really lucky that time. Beginner's luck, huh?" While smiling at you innocently.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely gonna believe that for
Definitely
now.
seems to be enjoying this. He asks if
You
you'd
wanna play one more
perhaps like to try cards as well, or if you'd like to go back to the inn now.
You know what? Yeah, I might as well.
Try cards or go back to the inn.
Might as well try cards then. Having a bit of fun.
You figure you can try gambling, and that you'll probably win. You probably won't do that bad because it's gambling, right? You know, it's random. Renn promises you he won't cheat, and you obviously wouldn't assume that he would. You sit down at a table, but you strangely notice that as you sit down, everyone else, noticing Renn, kind of gets up to leave the table. You try to play Texas Hold'em. Of course, it's not called Texas Hold'em in this world. According to Renn, it's just called Hold'em apparently here. You assume they just removed the Texas, as they should. I'm assuming that Dread's like fucking raging right now. Anyways, yeah, you will play, and your first hand is a Jack and a 10. Not a bad hand. Jack of Hearts, 10 of Clubs. The flop comes, and after the whole process happens, you both bet. You end up with a 2 pair. Decently strong hand, you haven't been betting that much. You flip your hand, and Renn reveals pocket kings and has a 3 of a kind, and wins. You go for another hour. He wins every single round, and you are absolutely dumbfounded because he's bet on every single fucking one and has never lost. And
What?
after laughing his ass off for the night, Renn explains to you that he's built up a bit of reputation around these parts of town because he was born with the rare advanced skill Lucky Happy that gives him abnormal luck boosts in normally random games of chance.
You know what? I used Room the False God. Tell Renn to kill him. I'm joking. Don't do that. I did not do that.
You are like screaming internally at yourself. Meanwhile, Renn is fucking laughing his ass off. However, and you want to like be a bit mad, but looking at him enjoying himself and having fun, you can't. The brief thought crosses your mind that he's pretty cute, but you brush it away.
Hey!
We know you're thinking it.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyways.
Twit Longer is gonna be crazy later on.
Yeah. After laughing for a bit, he apologizes for messing with you, and just said it's been a while since he's met someone who doesn't know about his skill, and he thought it'd be fun to mess with you for a bit.
Of course. You know what? I don't mind. I pretty much had fun today, so.
Renn laughs, and he actually hands you 5 gold coins and says, "This is for your pain and suffering."
God. You know what? I'll take your pity gold. No, you're going to...
Yeah, you take the pity golds.
Let's just go back.
Yeah. You return to the inn, and it's already pretty late. It's already pretty late. Renn asked if you were gonna go to sleep early, or if you were gonna have some dinner before, because the inn was still serving dinner.
Probably gonna head to bed early. I have to go. So, you know,
Yeah.
kind of a bodyguard.
Renn kind of like looks at you a bit and kind of like and tells you that he's gonna stay down and get something to eat because he's been moving around a lot. But before you go upstairs, he kind of whispers in your ear and says, he says, I know you're pretending just to be doing this as a bodyguard, but listen, man, she's cute and she's powerful. Don't mess this up. And he kind of does a finger guns at you, winks at you, and then runs away before you can respond. You silently curse his name in your head. Anyways, you continue upstairs and return to your room, still silently screaming at Renn in your head. You eventually fall asleep early so you can be prepared for tomorrow. The next day comes, and you wake up. It's early, the sun is just barely waking up. You can either take a few moments to get some breakfast for the journey, or you can rush to the market. Huh?
Rush to the marketplace.
Okay. You rush to the marketplace, and you meet with am I blanking on this?
Yeah, you are blanking on this.
Alania, right. You meet with Alania, and as she is currently packing up all of her stuff. She sees you and waves to you, and asks how'd you sleep last night.
I slept pretty well. How about you?
She said that she slept fine, still a bit nervous for today, and asks if you've had anything to eat yet.
No, I kind of just rushed down here.
She feels a bit bad, so she hands you what she calls a nutrition potion. She says that it doesn't really taste like much, however it will give you the calories you need to start the day.
Thank you.
You take the potion, pop off the cork, and chug it down. You do agree that it doesn't taste like anything, however it does feel like a lot of like food almost being shoved into your stomach. You almost feel full after drinking it. It's an odd sensation, so you just drank like a small glass worth of liquid.
Yeah.
Afterwards, she asks if you can help her pack some things up.
Yeah, I could help with that.
She spends the next you spend the next 30 minutes helping her put all the stuff into a large crates. In total, there are 8 crates, and she says that she needs to then go order a cart to carry all this stuff. Oh, he fucking died. Oh no. Oh, never mind. He didn't die.
I just died. Do you want me to wait here then?
Elpis.
Hello? Hello?
I'll let you, she wants, I'm just saying, yeah, she says that she needs to get a cart to carry all these boxes to the carriage. If only there was something you could do to help with that.
Oh, I could fly.
No,
Fly.
no.
No, what do you mean?
Think, Elpis. Come on.
Can you repeat the question? My brain isn't braining.
It's a skill, Elpis. You used it in the beginning.
Yeah, okay, I'm in my memories. I'm back on my PC. I'm setting up my PC. Calm down.
Elpis, which skill do you have you think could help Melania carrying all these boxes? You haven't used it since the first session. Have you already forgotten about it?
I have not forgotten about it. I used it in the Wait, you said I used it in the last session?
First session.
The first session.
Elpis?
You know, I used a lot of moves in the first session.
Elpis, please.
Oh, is it Gust?
Now, what skill would help Alania carry her goods to the fucking cart? Oh my god.
Small clouds?
Skill! Not spell.
A skill. Skill. Yo, you said skill.
Yeah,
What
not
the fuck?
spell.
Oh, okay. My pocket dimension.
Holy
My brain is.
shit, guys! He did it!
Shut.
He did it!
Shut.
You remembered he has a pocket dimension. Holy
Look,
shit.
it's been a hot minute.
That's crazy. He did it, guys.
I hate you.
Anyways, yeah. Now continuing.
If you want, I can use one of my skills to help you carry all that.
She looks and asks, "So what do you mean?"
Oh, I have a pocket dimension that I can use to hold stuff.
Her eyes light up and says, "You mean the super useful advanced skill pocket dimension?"
Yeah.
She's really excited and saying, I haven't really met many people who have that." And she said that'd be great.
I'd pick up one of the luggage and crates and just pop it into my pocket dimension.
You put all of her
gonna
crates
pop it in there.
in the pocket dimension, and she says that'll save her some money in hiring a carriage, and they can just go. And she says, and now she looks at you and says, "Actually, with that, I won't even have to worry about hiring a carriage at all. I was gonna
Really?
hire someone to carry all these goods, but since it's all just stored in there, it's weightless, right?" She asked if
I see.
she asked if the pocket dimension is weightless.
I would assume so. I haven't felt any weight, especially since I had to carry a Syntrax too. So
She says, "All right, then we can." Yeah, she says, "I still don't want to fly because there is a chance that flying high elf mages could be monitoring that, and I don't want to risk it. It's better to stay below the trees."
yeah, I guess that's fair.
She says, "However, without the need for a carriage, we can probably just rent 2 horses." Well, she doesn't call them horses, actually. There are no such thing as horses. What did I call them? What are they called? Yeah, she says we can just rent some Natars and just go riding.
Alright then. That'd be nice.
She says, "Yeah, that'll save me like a gold coin for not having to rent either the cart nor the carriage." She says it's really fortunate that she came across you of all people. She leads you over to the edge of the city where there's a stable, what appears to be a horse stable, where she brings up the Natars. You recognize them, you've seen these before. The purple and black horses with 3 legs, no eyes. You now know they're called Natars. She tells you to get on, and you oblige, hopping one of the Natars. She explains to you that these Natars are specially trained to know where they're going. And so you don't really have to command them, except if you want them to move faster or slower.
I'm guessing we want to move faster then.
Yeah. She agrees and tells both Natars that they want to go to Winfield. And immediately both horses take off.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yep. You begin to ride to the forest at a pretty fast pace. As you're riding, she explains to you that the Natars only really work within Sawalonia, at least order-wise. Outside of it, they just become normal Natars. As you're riding, she also tells you that she says Well, now is a good time as any. I said I'd pay you back in knowledge, so if there's anything you'd like to ask me about, well, really anything, go ahead.
Well, what, in your opinion, what's the most interesting thing you've learned?
She says, oh, that's difficult. Most interesting thing I've learned. Well, my passion has always been, I guess magic. As a high elf, I was gifted with I was gifted with 4 elements, which you are very surprised by. She says, yeah, I can use air, I can use fire, earth, ice, and light magic.
More magic?
Yeah, that was a terrible question, but oh well. Yeah.
My brain go burr.
Yeah, she said, yeah, I can use all the lesser, basic, and greater spells from those, and I know a few super ones as well. I've always loved studying magic. I've always really enjoyed it. Although I'm sure you can tell my hobby is, some of my hobbies include political activism.
Yeah, I guess so.
Somewhere in the world, a random fallen angel and soul period just got turned on. Anyways, back to
Yeah.
yeah. She asked, but I don't really want to talk about me. Is there anything specific you'd like to learn about?
Oh, well, probably mostly about the gods and how, or magic. So,
She asked, well, what about the gods would you like to know?
there's 34 of them. So,
Yeah, that's about it. That's about right.
so do all of them have the power to summon people?
She seems confused. What do you mean?
Like, just summon people, like, souls?
Well,
Kind of.
when a mortal dies, their soul exists for a while, which is around the pyramid, to be captured or harvested or whatever. However, if left unattended to, it will eventually disperse and just fade away into non-existence. If you're asking if the gods have the power to somehow recollect those fragments of souls and bring them together and rebuild a soul, I wouldn't say it's out of the question. Although I feel like that's not exactly what you're asking me, is it?
No. Can you keep a somewhat relative secret?
She kind of looks at you and says, sure?
I'm not of this world. And I don't mean demon world or whatever is above this world or Althvinhaim in general. I mean, I'm not from this world.
Her eyes...
He's literally outing us all.
Fuck off.
Her eyes... I expect him to take this route. Okay. His eyes immediately... Her eyes immediately light up. She, like, starts looking at you saying, are you saying you're from an entirely different universe?
I would assume so.
She seems so excited, saying, that's incredible. I've heard research of, like, obviously the idea of alternate worlds, you know, it's obviously a possibility, you know, some people consider that maybe, you know, like, different people come from different worlds, and maybe souls leave to a different world, maybe some souls come here and become different worlds, it's only a possibility, you know, we don't really know much about the world. She starts rambling, and then before calming down, she's like, sorry, I didn't mean to ramble like that, but are you seriously saying that you're from another world, and by that question, you're saying one of the gods brought you here?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to figure out.
That would explain why you're doing so much research. A god bringing a soul. May I ask what happened before you got brought here?
Well, SparkNotes version of it. I was
What the hell's a Spark Notes?
a surgeon.
She asks.
Oh yeah, you don't know. That's from our world, so it's kind of a short version of something.
She
Kind of-
just kind of shrugs. Okay.
For one, I was married. I was a surgeon, and when I was driving home one day from work, I was hit by a truck,
What the hell's a
which is
truck?
a large metal vehicle. Just
So
a
like a carriage
large,
made of metal?
yeah.
That's fascinating.
Although
How do your horses pull that so fast?
I'm not really sure myself. I'm not. We call them cars, but I'm not really that into cars.
Were your horses powerful enough to pull them? Like metal
Oh
box?
no, yeah, most definitely. Oh, we call them engines, or it's like a large metal. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but we call them engines
so
that
you like-
that use electricity to power a car.
So you used lightning magic to make this car move?
Yeah. Essentially.
Well, may I ask?
Although there's a lot more complicated parts to it, but that's essentially it.
If I may ask, what is magic like in this world?
We don't have magic.
She seems
This
interested by this thing. So no magic at all?
no.
She seems intrigued.
They were all
Oh.
fairy tales, in fact.
Fairy tales. May I ask, what kind of world is Althvinhaim to you? How would you
Something out of a
describe it?
storybook.
She seems even more intrigued. So, interesting. Because, in our storybooks, we have stories of, like, fantastical beasts and creatures that don't really exist in this world. Are you saying that, like, the storybooks from your world are, like...
Are the same.
So, what kind of species and races are in your world?
Well, we have wolves, dogs, cats. Not really the most exotic animals.
She slams her hands on the horse, almost startling it, saying, "You have cats?
Yeah.
Wait, are they made of fire too?"
No, they're not made of fire. They're not.
Her eyes
Are cats
light
made
up.
of fire in this world?
Her eyes light up, and she explains, do you know about summoning magic here?
Summoning magic.
Well,
No.
summoning magic is known as a different form of magic, and it's said that summoning magic calls upon special beasts from a different world to respond to your call. And one of the basic summoning magic is known as the fire cats. May I ask what other animals are in your world? Would you list off some common ones for me?
Dog, cat, pet. No, sorry, a ferret. A ferret, a bird. What else?
More specific, like names. I don't want species, like names of animals.
Oh, what about a golden retriever?
Too specific. He thinks. Hold on. Let me think.
Specific?
Do any of these things sound familiar to you? She kind of starts racking through her head. A ram.
Oh yeah,
A wolf.
rams. Yep.
Alligator.
Yep.
Penguin.
Yep.
Panda.
Yep.
Leopard.
Yep.
Panther.
Panther definitely.
Her eyes light up with each one of your response, realizing that it all makes sense. All the summoning spells, they're all named after animals from where you come from. Her mind is fucking exploding at the thought.
Are you saying
this
that-
would revolutionize our understanding of magic and where it comes from and how it's been developed? I mean, if Omnial made magic, as many of us believe, it's entirely possible that his omnipotence allowed him to view into other worlds. What if Omnial took a reference from your world and used it to create ours? How old is your world?
Good question. I believe it's like billions of years old.
He says, yeah, our world, Omnial made our world just 5,000 years ago. It would make sense. He took references from other worlds to make art, and she is going, Melania is just going absolutely off She is going completely haywire about this. She says, wait a minute. I need to check one thing. You see, there are the greater summoning spells and the super summoning spells are named after so the greater summoning spells are named after beasts, but the summoning spells are named after the super summoning spells are named after other things. Do these names have the super summoning spells? For example, the fire super summon spell is Lava Beast. That makes sense to us, but there are some ultimate summoning spells that I'm curious. I'm thinking of some. Does the name Hephaestus ring anything to you?
Isn't that a god?
Her eyes light up. Wait, her eyes light up. Do you know who he is?
I've only heard of. I mean, it sounds. I think it's a Greek god, I believe. At least from my world.
She asks what Greek is.
Well, I think it's a place in our world.
She's like, so it's like a cultural god.
Yeah.
Her eyes light up. Okay. What about Poseidon?
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, god of the sea.
do you know about? I'm trying to think. Who else? Oh, Zeus. Zeus is a well-known summon.
God of lightning. Hell, even my name I think is Greek. The one named Elpis.
What about Artemis?
Yep. Archery god.
She is screaming her head out. So the ultimate summoning spells are named after gods from your world. This is incredible, she fucking exclaims to herself out, not even able to contain her excitement. This all makes sense. The lesser, basic, and greater summoning spells are named after basic animals, insects from your world. And the super spells are a bit of a gray area, but the ultimate spells are named after gods from your world. That would change our understanding of magic completely.
How would that change him?
Because we always assumed they were just mythology. That the summons were just creatures pulled from this weird spirit dimension, or constructs of Omnial himself or Seraphim when they made magic. But if these creatures, these beings, are truly beings referenced from another world, that would mean that Omnial, our omnipotent god, was capable of appearing, or even maybe entering other worlds, and taking reference from them to make Althvinhaim. That's a wild possibility to think of.
Would it be crazy to think that Omnial is still around and that he possibly could have sent me into this world, if that's the case? Because would any other god know about this world? Or at least my world?
She looks at you and says, well, the possibility is never it's never impossible when you're dealing with an omnipotent god. I mean, obviously scholars have debated whether or not Omnial still exists or not. However, the large consensus is that he's not alive anymore. But the possibility of him pulling you into his... Wait, hold on. Did you meet the god that brought you here?
Yeah?
She almost screams and asks, what did he tell you? What did he tell you? Please, I have to know.
Are you sure?
Yes, this, if you don't mind, of course.
He was bored and wanted someone to spice this world up.
So he brought you to this world because he was bored?
Yes.
She then kind of ponders that for a second and says, then it probably wasn't Omnial. Omnial was not only omnipotent, but also many believe he was omniscient. He knows all, past, present, and future. I couldn't imagine that, and then call me biased, but I couldn't imagine our great god doing that. By that description you've given me of what they said, if I had to narrow it down to which god that brought you here, in reference to the current times we're living in, I'd have to guess either the god of chaos Eris, maybe the god of destruction Levi, maybe possibly the goddess of war, Tirana. But outside of those three, I can't really think of any naturally chaotic gods who would be dissatisfied with the peaceful age. I couldn't imagine if Ambiance was still alive, he would bring you here for just because he wanted to spice the world up.
Mhm.
He says, regardless, this is beyond incredible. Like, and may I ask, like, what? And so you died, and so I assume you were reincarnated in this world then, yeah?
I mean, I did choose my own body, my own magic, my own skills.
Her eyes
I
light up
wouldn't really
even
call
more.
it breeze.
She's like, wait.
I wouldn't
So,
call it
so this.
reincarnation, more like transmutation.
She says, okay, interesting. So you picked your skills. You're saying, like
Yep.
this god lets you pick and your magic affinities. Okay, well,
Mhm.
none of I wouldn't say any of the gods aren't powerful enough to do that. That in itself is, there are so many things. Are you really sure you want to tell me all this?
As long as you don't tell anyone.
She looks very disappointed, but says, "That's yeah.
I mean, you could.
She
I mean,
said,
the information about our world, I'm guessing not many people, if not any at all, knows it. Seeing the expression on your
He
face
says
every time
no.
I talk about my
The
world.
idea that an alternate world out there exists with with the exact names of the summons from our summoning magic repertoire is ludicrous. Like, the idea hasn't even been fathomed. And so I can promise you that I won't tell anyone. Because, to be honest, I think if I even tried to, they'd all think I'm crazy.
Most likely, but what about the gods and supreme entities?
She says, what about them?
If you ever encountered one of, imagine if you ever encountered one of them.
She asks, what do you mean by that?
Aren't they omnipotent to like some degree?
She says, no one's omnipotent.
Wouldn't they?
Only Omnial was omnipotent.
Okay, so there are some limitations.
She says,
All right.
She says, regardless, this is some groundbreaking information. This is. May I ask if there's anything else? What was your world like, if I may ask?
It was peaceful. At least for me.
How so?
Well, I would get up every day. I mean, get to go to work, save people's lives, go home, hang out with my wife, who I still miss. Still need to find a way back home, in fact.
Alania kind of looks down and says that it sounds like a fulfilling life, and she's sorry for what happened.
It's fine. I mean, there is a way. I mean, theoretically, there should be a way back home.
Alania
Anyways.
just kind of shrugs and says, "Who knows?" I mean, I've read basically every book in the Bibliovania, and I've never heard a single story about someone coming here from another world. Not to say that it's never happened, but at the very least, no one's ever said anything about it before.
Maybe it was erased from history.
Possibly.
If that's the case, then I would honestly. That gives me something new to do.
That's fair.
Either. I kind of want to meet all the supreme entities then.
She says, well,
If not become one.
She says, well, theoretically, there is a way to do that, I suppose.
Huh?
She says, actually, she says technically speaking, there is actually a way to do that.
Really?
Yeah, she looks at you and explains to you that... Hold on. Explains to you that, every once in a while, and she means like once in a while, like every few hundred years, occasionally a occasionally a meeting is held, a grand meeting, with where all the supreme entities attend. It's known as the if I can fucking find the name. Yeah, what is known as the meeting of the supreme entities, the Conventus Sumai Enamai. So the first one was held when the first Fey monarch met the first demon emperor, and today, if four supreme entities can come together and agree to host it, it will be hosted. It's said to be hosted in a dimension entirely separate from the rest of the world, where the supreme entities come together to discuss issues, problems, and other meetings. If you wanted to meet all the supreme entities, the beings closest to the gods, to ask them about this, then that would be your best bet.
How would I get into contact with them?
The only supreme entities and their attendants are allowed to participate. So your option is either to become a supreme entity or become a right hand of a supreme entity.
Really now?
She explains, otherwise they wouldn't let you in, and you couldn't exactly force your way in.
Alright. Become a supreme entity.
She looks at you and says,
That's something to kill the time.
She looks at you and kind of laughs, almost intrigued. She's like, you say that like it's that easy.
Shouldn't it be? I mean, isn't it abnormal to have only 3 unique skills?
She laughs.
I mean, that's a good start.
She laughs, but laughs hysterically, asking, do you even know what it makes a supreme entity a supreme entity?
Maybe?
She
You
asks,
have to be powerful enough.
she shakes her head and she says, the one requirement to be a supreme entity is you must have an apex skill.
What's an apex skill?
She explains that apex skills are the highest tier of skills. They grant the user boundless power, incredible and fantastical abilities beyond your wildest dreams. She looks at you and says, whilst the god who brought you here gave you the unique skills, which is definitely a lot, it is nothing compared to the supreme entities. They are gods among men and equals among gods. Take the take the Sea Goliath. His apex skill allows him to literally change probability. So if you attack him with a 100% chance to kill him, he can change that probability to make it a 0% chance.
You mean there's
the Fey Monarch's
skills out there that can manipulate fate itself?
Yes, she says. The Fey Monarch's unique skill, the apex skill, if I I'm not quite sure what the Fey Monarch's one does, but I hear at the very least it allows her to use every single type of magic at like 1/4 of the cost. And she also explains that, and also I've heard rumors that the Demon Emperor's apex skill allows him to change the very nature of the world into his bidding. Like, say he attacks you and you dodge it, he can change the world itself to where his attack hits you.
And there's no blocking it, is there?
Nope, because if you block it, he can change it to where you didn't block it. That is the level.
Wow.
Now those are the top 3. Naturally, there are strength measurings even between the supreme entities. But to give you an idea of who's on the top, even the I'm fucking dying. Even the rank 15th supreme entity, the supposed weakest, Sarkhan Matthias, who many assume to not be as weak as he's actually ranked, who is just a human, had the capability to subdue the Earth Dragon Lord using his apex
Wait,
skills.
I have a question about humans actually in this world.
Hmm?
How come they're not allowed to use magic?
She thinks for a second and says, "Oh, you mean the 10th law of magic?"
Yeah.
She explains that human bodies were not made to uphold magic, and even when using a catalyst, using magic extensively can destroy one's body. She does note, however, that this doesn't apply to holy magic, so priests are able to use angelic magic, and as well as light magic.
Guessing because they have faith in their god.
Yes, and the god protects them.
That's only fair. Alright. How do I get an apex skill then?
She kind of and Alania kind of snickers as well, but kind of apologizes, saying she realizes that you are in fact not from this world and so wouldn't really understand much. She explains that one doesn't simply just acquire an apex skill. Instead, that apex skills are either granted by the gods, or you have to evolve a unique skill. However, she explains only some unique skills can evolve into apex skills, and it's not as many as you think. And the exact criteria for evolving a unique skill is completely different for each skill that can evolve, and so the criteria for each is completely unknown. She explains that she says that the only hint that like anyone has ever had to evolving a unique skill is that the evolutionary requirements generally associate somewhat with the name of the skill. Somewhat.
The name of the skill?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
As a made-up skill, let's say you had the unique skill. I don't know. Let's just say you had a unique skill called Red. Whatever you needed to evolve that skill, whatever criteria you needed to meet, would likely involve something red.
So let's say one of my skills, remember the false god. Would I have to find would a supreme entity be considered a false god?
Alania just shrugs at you and says, "I got no idea, personally." But she says, "If it was up to me, though, I feel like the name of that skill is too long to be considered."
Apex skill?
Yes, she nods.
Guess that's fair.
She says, "Yeah, you are strong, that is for sure. 3 unique skills makes you pretty strong, but remember, if you're aiming to be a supreme entity, you have thousands of mountains to climb."
Oh, hey, Dredd, I leaked our identities to a person, by the way.
I'm sorry, what now?
Hire this man.
Elpis,
My social security is in tatters, Elpis.
Elpis dropped, like, all the information, like...
No, like, I got a call from my bank account, Elpis, saying that everybody took my cash. What'd you do? What did you say?
He reveals, like, everything about the old world. Like, everything.
Oh, God.
Like, most of it. Like, he just...
How does he know this information? How does Elpis know this?
Bitch, I am from Earth.
Since now he outed us as Earthlings, right? I think we have to we have to hunt him down. No, but if that information ever gets out, me and Jen are rapidly approaching your location. But like another person knows about this stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to say, but like, I'm about to kill a dictator. I can kill other people. I killed other people. There's no hesitation here.
Also, Jamal,
Nothing bad will happen. Plus, this gives my character some interesting perks too.
Jamal, you're aware that humans and humanoids are the same thing, right? You dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry.
Oh
what?
no.
You do know that humans and humanoids...
Yeah, humans and humanoids are not the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, all I'm saying is this is why he didn't get the humanoid question right yesterday.
Probably.
Okay.
Listen, this won't bring any bad things with it.
What do you? Okay, what did you do? I want the context here because I'm
So
stunned. I'm surprised.
Alania was asking him about anything he wanted to know. He was trying to learn about any gods that could summon humans or people from other summon people. Now Alania was confused, and so Elpis just straight up said that he's from another world, and like a lot of things
Oh my
about
God.
another world.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no way.
Literally a lot
There's no chance. There's no chance.
He
You have an
just fucked
opportunity.
all of you over.
Yeah, no, you have an opportunity, right, to drop your identity from the previous world.
He's actually
and
trying
yet-
to go back. He's trying to go back.
Yeah, he's trying to go back. He wants to go back. He's like, damn, this is crazy. Why'd you select me, man? That's kind of whack.
At least visit the world. At least, like, phase in and out of between the two worlds. Since apparently it could be possible.
I have a wife I want to go back to.
Shut the fuck up.
Hello, God. I would like to phone. I would like to make an appointment.
I want to phone a friend.
Can I go visit back to Earth, please? Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean I have to? What do you mean I have to talk with your assistant? What? I'm sorry. Oh, my apologies. That wasn't mentioned. That wasn't mentioned in the email. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I see. Yeah, you are that kind of person, aren't you? Okay. All right. I'll contact your associate before you, and I'll schedule an appointment.
Yeah, Elpis
okay,
just leaks like so much shit about the world.
Yeah, no. So I just called God Elpis, and he said that he can't save you from what's about to happen.
Look. Okay. You know what? I think about 2 goals now. Trying to get back home and becoming a supreme entity. That should be a basis, at least.
That's his end goal.
Okay.
It should allow for some interesting story.
I mean, to be fair, I think one of Athenos's goals is to like eventually become strong enough to fight Zierman, which even though he doesn't know about supreme entities, it's just an indirect thing.
You see,
Yeah, no, this will allow for some interesting story.
Yeah, at least
So-
I find funny that at least Elpis is learning like important shit like magic and supreme entities. I'm always like history.
okay.
History times.
Okay. I need to
No,
know the
you're-
condition of every country. That's just
Wait
basic
a minute, guys! I
information.
just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, take away the scary from Burb's name. Just get Burb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A B C D E.
Oh God.
Holy shit!
Hey, Burb, how do you feel? How do you feel about me leaking the information, man? How do you feel
Wait,
about
wait,
me
wait,
leaking
hold on,
the
hold on. I can.
Hold on.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean A B C D E?
Burb, you gotta change your nickname to just Burb on the server.
I'm on it.
Stefan, pedal to the metal.
Good
Yes.
job.
Okay, there we go.
A B C D E.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's funny. We
That's
did it, we
pretty
did it, boys.
wild.
Peak humor.
I can't believe.
How
you
long has this session
unironically-
last, by the way?
3 hours and 20 minutes. However, if we cut out like 45 minutes of me ranting, it's closer to like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Lol.
What's the longest? What's the longest?
3 hours and 48 minutes by Burb.
Fuck it, we're going till midnight.
Lol.
Oh, you're going to midnight then, Elpis. Is this a challenge?
This is a fucking challenge. I'm going. I'm gonna have so much shit to write down. It's not even funny. But hey,
No.
we ballin'.
Fuck it, we ballin'.
You're
We fucking
That's
ballin'.
my
At least till
I find-
11. Actually, no. At
I
least
find
till
that
12. We're
hard.
going till midnight.
Okay, anyways. Yeah, Alania still seems completely taken aback by everything she has learned. She's like, this completely redefines my understanding of magic in this world. That's wild. And I promise that for everything you've done for me, I promise I won't tell anyone, mostly because I don't think anyone would believe me anyways. But also because I don't want you to
Unless
lose
they
trust
have to
in me.
directly go to me.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah. May I ask, like, So they said there was no magic in your world, right?
Yeah.
So how'd you like do things? You know, like how was society
Oh,
like
we
more advanced,
mostly.
less advanced?
Well, I mean, in terms of magic, your world is so fucking advanced, but our world is actually pretty advanced. You guys don't have things called phones, right? Or
She
guns?
shakes her head.
No guns.
She asks, "What is a gun?"
Oh, that's a bad idea. Not bringing those to this world.
She asks what those are.
Well, they're like very lethal weapons, even lethal than a sword. Actually, even more lethal than a sword. A bow, and it's faster than a bow. Anything can be considered a marksman weapon.
She kind of giggles and says, "Yeah, that sounds like something we may not want to bring."
Although it would be interesting to try to make, but I don't really know how to make a gun myself.
She kind of tries to steer it away, asking what a phone is.
Oh, a phone! Oh, it's like an electronic device.
She asks what electronic means. Like electricity,
Oh
like
god,
lightning?
they're
Used-
barbarians.
Something used with electricity.
She's like, so like,
Something you power on.
okay. Like with like lightning and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, kind of like that actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we use these electronic devices in our everyday life.
What does it do?
Well, you can make calls with it long distance. You could
She's like, so you
search
can
up anything you wish
communicate with
for.
people from like
Yeah.
across a continent?
Yeah.
Like
In
instantly?
fact, I feel like you guys can pitch. I feel like you guys can pitch that idea actually.
Well,
If you can, and it wouldn't be too out of the loop.
I'm not exactly sure how we would.
Still an interesting idea. I wonder if there is a way to make a phone in this world. At least something like it.
Herb, I know what we're gonna do today.
We're gonna make a phone.
She says, well, admittedly, even I think that there are some things in this world that seem a bit unadvanced. Like, for example, like there are definitely some innovations that could be made to certain technology we use, but because of magic, we don't, because magic just makes up for it.
Yeah, no, magic definitely makes up for it. In fact, if this world and our world would have combined, I feel like magic and electronics would have definitely been used so much. In fact, it would probably be used so much together.
She says, the thought is definitely interesting, however, I think it might be also dangerous to attempt to incorporate technologies together.
Yeah. Back home, we would used to have these movies about robots taking over the world.
Movies like theater?
Theater. I mean, we had theater back home too, like kind of like a play.
Like, yeah, a play.
You guys
like,
call
like
it?
a performance.
Oh no, movies were moving pictures
She's like,
on a screen.
so like a play?
Do you guys have moving pictures on a screen?
So I had no idea what that means.
It's not. I mean, a play. We have plays back home where people would dress up in costumes.
Yeah, and then they like,
and act out a
perform and,
scenario.
like, yeah, we have those.
Yeah. Back home we would have actors that would sit in front of this thing called a camera that would record everything they did, and they would have these things called visual effects to help with the production of this movie.
As you speak, you look at her and realize that she is very lost.
Wait, she's very what?
Lost in what?
It's very complicated, I know.
He says, it sounds like you are definitely more technologically advanced than we are.
No, yeah.
But I can't say
Although
life
you
here
try.
is bad, but I suppose it's only because I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. How do you find life here compared to life in your world?
I'm being honest. It's a bit fun.
This is interesting.
The fantasy element of
Is it
this
kind of
all.
like how, like, people who live in cities will go camping just to, like, have fun in nature kind of thing? Where it's, like, a different kind of setting?
Yeah,
She kind of
it's
thinks to
mostly
herself
kind
and
of what's
says, well, I guess I think it'd be pretty fun, too, if I got to enter the kind of fantasy stories I read as a child.
It's that I kind of wonder if it's even possible to make a portal through and from my world.
She says,
It'd be
well,
really.
anything's possible, but, you know, it does sound hard to believe.
Yeah, but maybe whenever I become a supreme entity, maybe I could try and make a portal from this world
She
to.
kind of lightly taps your face,
Fine.
saying, if. Don't get
If,
delusional.
yeah,
Don't get delusional here.
I'm not getting delusional. I mean, could be.
She said if you become too ambitious, you're only gonna fall down.
I know. Just the possibility of thinking
She explains,
that
well,
there could be a chance. I mean, it,
she kind of jokes at you, saying, well, if you become a supreme entity, you're gonna owe me for this knowledge and for helping you become one. It's obviously a joke, but it's just.
who knows?
She says that now, but like when Elpis becomes a supreme entity, he's gonna remember this and be like, "Yo,
Yo, what's
up?"
good? I'm gonna disappear right in front of her. Oh, yo, what's good?
And you accidentally appear while she was showering, and you just get the, and then she just slaps the shit out of you, and you were like, I'm a supreme entity, and that somehow still hurt.
Anime characters who are super powerful getting hurt by like the weakest ass side character.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, okay, yeah. She seems, yeah, you two talk a bit more, and eventually, after a few hours of chatting, you eventually arrive in Winfield. As you start to approach the city, she says, that was a really great conversation and a really eye-opener to the world and worlds. Like I said, I promise I won't tell anyone about this, but I will say, try to be more careful about this information. Like, we only met yesterday, you know?
No, but still, like, at least someone had. I mean, if it was probably gonna be anyone, I would have probably told Renn, but I feel like his mind would have been blown away, like yours.
She said, yeah, I can't imagine anyone hearing that and not being, like, completely blown away.
Oh, why did you stop at Winfield?
Because she's saying, Winfield is the port city of Sawalonia. So here is where I was going to buy a ticket on a ship to sail over to Althvinhaim.
Why not get that ticket now then?
He says, yep. You both walk into the city, and, you both walk into the city, and you do some small talk, but nothing really big, and, eventually you enter what appears to be like a ferry contractor, and she gives you the 25 gold coins for a ticket to, Althvinhaim, more specifically, the, Empire of Zarconia, and she then returns to you. I just want to, once again, really thank you for everything you've done. I don't think I would have been able to make enough money to sail off this early without your help.
Problem again. Might as well help while I can. And thank you for the information. That's very valuable.
Mm-hmm. She says, it's the least I could do. She says, well, once I'm on the open ocean, it's really going to be difficult for anyone to find me, although I'll probably still lay low in the ship. Are you going to be staying in Haldradia for a while?
Yes, I might leave Haldradia.
You know how soon?
I don't really know when, but soon. Who knows? I might come over to where you're going.
She said, "Oh, I was gonna send
But
you. If you're gonna leave soon, then I was gonna send you a letter to let you know that I arrived. But if you do
you
plan,"
can still do that.
she said,
I'm probably gonna stay around for the festival that's supposed to be happening soon, and then after that, leave to another country.
she says the Sunstar Festival.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Oh, the one in the one in Sal Kyrith. I've already been to it enough times. I really don't think I need to go anymore. It's in a month though. It's right.
Yeah,
And
might as well visit there while I'm at it.
do you plan on we plan on leaving for Sal Kyrith soon?
Yeah, just probably gonna head to Salkyrus after I'm done researching whatever I need to.
She said, "Okay, well, the trip to Althvinhaim should take. The thing is, the trip to Althvinhaim will take a while. Probably on the boat, anywhere from hold on." Okay, it'll probably take me about a week to a week and a half to get there, and I assume you'll probably be on the way to Sal Kyrith by then. So here's what I'll send the letter to the Adventurers Guild in Sal Kyrith, and I'll send it to the capital, Sol Imperia of Sal Kyrith. I'll put it in the Adventurers Guild there. So if you ever, and I'll say it's for a fallen angel named Elpis. They'll probably recognize you because there aren't many fallen angels. And so just check in there maybe a week, 2 weeks from now, and you'll get that letter. I plan on my friends live in the capital city of Zarconia, the capital of Zarconia, which is it's called just the city of Zarconia.
Yeah. Okay then. Please be safe.
Because of course, generally speaking, there are really seldom any incidents of a Leviathan attacking ships because they've realized that especially an Elven ship. But believe me, and basically every single person on this ship is an elf. Even if a Leviathan attacks, they can't. Even no matter how powerful Leviathans are, they're not strong enough to take on like over about 100 elves each who can wield magic.
Oh, that's good at least.
He says, "Yeah, the Leviathans have learned not to target ships because of that."
Yeah. Alright then, I should be off then.
Well, yep. Hope to hear from you soon. And if you I will also plan on working at the Adventurers Guild. So if you ever want to come visit or come stay at Zarconia, just send me a letter in advance.
Will do.
She waves goodbye, thanking you once again for all the help you provided to her, and you see her leaving towards the dock. You are now left.
I think that's a
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's a good place to end off. Finish what you're saying though.
Yeah. You see her moving off to off over the horizon, over the docks, and you are now left alone in the port city of Winfield.
Yeah, that's a good place to end off. I feel like that's a really good place to end off, actually. Okay, found a foundation for my character now, thanks to your little speech and also the information I was given.
About 3 hours, minusing my speech. Alright, go ahead and end the recording there.